nation. We tear along the gales, with rum inside our bellies, warm and freedom in our sails. A wayward bunch of scoundrels, assassins, thieves and slaves. The rich and blue bloods fear us when we hunt upon the waves. And when you see it coming, that flag of baleful black, no point to turning tail, there's no escaping our attack. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag. A rollicking we go, we own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag. A rollicking we go, we bleed the kingdoms dry. Fight odds against us, a pirate knows no fear. Our steel is ready and our retribution is severe. We plunder from the greedy, with blood and with our steel. We rob the rich of their ill-gotten gain and make them kneel. Behold the ocean's mysteries, the tales of ancient deeds. We follow in the footsteps of a silent secret creed. Beneath the black flag, a rollicking we go. We own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag. A rollicking we go. We bleed the kingdoms dry. Hoist the black flag, lads. Justice runs in crimson. We roll beneath the black flag, a rollicking we go. We own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollicking we go. We own the sea and sky. Yo ho, we roll beneath the black flag, a rollicking we go. We bleed the kingdoms dry. This now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? I live in the shadows, I work in the shade. I keep in a mask, a lonely keeper's crusade. Can you tell me I'm not insane? Sometimes I get this feeling about the law I'm dealing. Am I letting my reason wane? Have I been forsaken on this path I've taken? Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. Whoa, I'm not laughing at the irony. Oh no. So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? Wherever you're going, whatever you do, I'm out in the dark, keeping watch over you. So poison the ivy with your crocodile tears. We're climbing the vines to the heart of your fears. Can you tell me, has something changed? The rewards are zero, cause I ain't no hero. Do you know it when you go strange? Is your taunting true? Am I as crazy as you? Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. Whoa, I'm not laughing at the irony. Oh no.
Look to the sky at night.
me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. Oh, I'm not laughing at the irony. Oh no, check my head, the sky at night on me. I stand the highest heights. I'm not to the sky at night on me. I stand the highest heights. So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? Deliver no lights under the soft cinders. The dimming of life, we're crawling cold canyons, deep cuts between the giants, still standing over rabid ravines. Still city sleeps in sheets of ash and snow. Gray sky and weeds over the faded glow. Are we the lucky ones clinging on to life? Are we the lucky ones talking out of the lines of sight? The last few leaves waiting to fall, seems fortune's frozen for us all.
Hello everyone and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/FinalShowFilms, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/FinalShowFilms. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/FFilms, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and that are going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Shadows of the Neon, our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle that's being run here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I'm your storyteller for this narrative, and joining me tonight is Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I'm not muted this time, and I am playing Sal Moraro, the Glasswalker Hamid Galliard. Nope, I'm a Ragabosh. Almost made it.
So close.
Close. So far away.
Jeremy?
Hi, I'm Jeremy. And just to make sure, are we muted to everybody else? Because that's been a thing.
No, they can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Aiden, child of Gaia, Hamid Philodox.
And Holly?
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Dakota. She is a Galliard Uktena.
And Mara?
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Alex, Metis Black Fury Featherdax.
And John?
I'm John. I'm playing Valko Hakal Petrovsky, the Hamid Silent Strider Theurge.
And Aaron?
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Anastasia Umbros, Metis Galliard Silverfang.
And William?
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Ingvar Ulfstotter, the Hamid Geta Fenris Arun.
And last time we were in Vegas, 7 werewolves had just formed the newest pack in the Mojave Green Sept, and we're trying to figure out exactly what that was going to mean. For a group of rejects and outsiders, there were kind of a myriad of opportunities presented, but eventually the pack decided to follow a young Theurge named First Strike into the Umbra to begin the process of convincing the spirits to protect the new cairn. Did we mention there's a brand new cairn? Okay, so yesterday, a spirit calling itself Menegwo has voluntarily bound himself to the halfway house apartments where some of the Vegas guru and their relations live, apparently in response to some outside threat. And you guys, as the new pack, have now been assigned guardian duties by Juniper Johnson, the recently appointed keeper of the land, making you the first line of defense for the littlest cairn in the West. How much do you want to bet that those outside threats are about to get a little more upfront and internal? So, our curtain rises this evening as you guys are still on the Umbra side of things. First Strike let Hakao and a couple of the others take point in negotiating with the Cellular Sparrows, a number of telecom-affiliated minor spirits who agreed to serve as a watch force, more or less, surveillance and scouting on this side in the spirit world, leaving you guys more responsible for those sort of duties and protection on the material side once you guys get back through the gauntlet. First Strike then went off on her own to apparently find and negotiate with some other spirits to serve in a more confrontational combat type role on the Umbra side, leaving you guys to sort of have another chance to get your bearings of what the cairn and the halfway house apartments look like on this side in the spirit world. So what's everybody gonna do?
Sorry, I was distracted. What are we doing?
You guys are still in the shadow, still on the Umbra. You're still inside the bawn or the territory of the cairn itself.
Yeah.
Where Menegwo has bound themselves. And First Strike has gone off to find some other spirits to do some more hand-to-hand combat type sort of duties, if she can convince them to agree to her terms.
Okay.
Jack, quick question.
Yes.
I believe the keeper of the land wanted us to do something later today. Is that correct?
Yes. At some point later today, Juniper wants you and anybody that you think would be helpful to sort of start getting things set up from a electronic security perspective on the material side.
Yeah, and
I think that's the last thing.
That while everyone's asleep.
Right. I think that's the last thing Juniper had asked for you.
Yep.
There was also part of the deal with the cellular sparrows was setting up a dedicated router for them so that they have wireless packets to feed off of.
Okay. For some reason, I also thought she wanted us to go somewhere, but all right.
I don't recall if anybody refreshes my memory.
I don't remember that.
I was gonna say I don't think that was something that came up though.
Never mind. Sorry.
No worries.
This trip into the Umbra was something that she asked us to do later in the day, and then we got to it.
That's probably what I'm remembering.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
All right. It's
So,
yeah, 30 minutes for our characters, a week for us in meat space.
Is there anything distinct, Jack, that I would, as a theurge, that I would need to do now for the cairn?
I mean, there's nothing impending or vital that you know of, like, has to be handled.
Cool. All right.
We
go ahead.
Had also talked about doing combat practice, right?
Yep. There had been discussions of combat training, working together as a unit, that sort of thing, and varying perspectives as to whether or not the Umbra or the real world would be your best bet for that sort of thing. But you do always have an alpha.
Jeremy, your mouth is moving, but we can't hear anything.
That's because I was. That's because I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
It looked like you were talking, but we weren't hearing anything.
Sal would like to just look around without going too far off from the others, but go around and just compare the landscape of the cairn in the shadow to how the halfway house looks in the physical world, just to see what has made a strong enough impression up till now to manifest in the Umbra and what hasn't.
All right.
Aiden is actually going to suggest, don't go too, like, okay, so this is, I do not mean for this to sound the way it sounds, but everybody stay inside of each other.
No, that's, look.
Do some looking around, because we're going to, still talking. Do some looking around, because we're going to need to be familiar with this landscape on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm thinking. I just would like to have an idea of where we can pass over, where we can come back, and what's going to be where if we need to cross back over in a hurry between the sides while defending. Don't worry, I won't get out of eye shot. That's one thing. I totally agree with you. Things are still completely fucked up over here, so I'm not going too far away.
Dakota will come up next to him. I'll come with you if you want.
Oh, that'd be great. Is Dakota in Hamid form or Lupus or?
She's currently in Hamid form right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. You got a pretty good idea of the layout of the halfway house by this point?
Yeah, I've been here for a while.
All right. Yeah, let's see what we can find out. I'd also like to see, because I don't remember out of character, if we make markings in the Umbra, if we try to make a mark, is that something we can make permanent, just to mark off where something is or isn't?
You can definitely investigate that. Anybody who's just doing a basic sort of sensory scout for the immediate area, go ahead and roll perception and alertness difficulty 6.
Yep.
I had a slightly more specific overlapping thing.
Oh, okay. What is Anastasia thinking? Yeah.
This is slightly hard to communicate within the I took a feat last level up. And given it's not currently a stressful or battle situation, I'm just trying to without too many distractions, I'm trying to use my eidetic memory and just get. I understand it'll probably change in magic, but.
Mm-hmm. For you, then, you'll be rolling intelligence and alertness difficulty 7.
Okay.
I'm still in
Aiden
Krynos.
is, just for the Aiden is not going and searching around. Aiden is paying attention to everybody else and sees what they are doing.
Okay, you're doing a group eval.
If it comes to it,
you're doing a group evaluation.
Yes.
All right.
If it comes to it, Anya is erring on the side of staying very close to the rest of the group over getting this information.
Okay.
I'm not going to look around because I'm bad at looking around. But I am going to be evaluating. I want to sort of get a feel for the areas of the cairn in the Umbra and where spirits might be inclined to be sort of housed. Like trying to figure out, like, if I wanted, for instance, if I wanted to bring a spirit of fire to provide a sense of comfort or light to the umbral side of the cairn, where would be the best place to put them? If I wanted to, if I'm looking for defensive spirits, do I want to have them on the wall, inside the wall? Like, where would most be comfortable for them? I'm just sort of evaluating where would be good places to locate spirits for when I have the materials to bargain with them.
Okay, you'll be rolling a perception and occult difficulty 8 then.
Is this a visual?
It doesn't have to be, no.
Okay, good.
And for edification, for what not only for what Ingvar is doing, but also for what Aiden can observe of Ingvar. She's not moving around a lot. She's doing more of a visual search of. And most of what she seems to be looking for is relevant tactical information, where the rest of the group is at, relevant areas of what could be used for environmental assistance, either cover or terrain advantages. She's looking at this place as a potential battlefield, essentially, and what might be relevant there.
Okay. So, as you guys are looking around, Anastasia, you don't notice any particular details, but you've got a decent kind of mental image that you'll be able to recall with full clarity of the general surroundings. All of you, as you're looking, you can see that from the interior, you've got the 4 walls that make up the bounds of the halfway house, the sort of southwestern portion of the apartment complex in the real world. The gates that in the real world are open here are completely walled off. It's a full encirclement of the area. You're also able to see that whereas before it was fairly long grass, more or less all throughout, now there are some large kind of adobe looking, but definitely stone entities that have manifested. 6 of them roughly corresponding to the position of the apartment blocks in the real world. Anybody who goes to look at them will be able to see, and Ingvar and Sal, you guys can tell this from your investigation, they're just big solid rocks more or less right now, but they definitely weren't there before. So these are a new addition. Everybody as well can see the metallic sculpture that serves as the focal point, the heart of the cairn, is definitely still very visible, still obviously the most important, most resonant aspect of spiritual energy as a nexus here in the immediate area. Those plants with the strangely fractal sort of growth structure that are crawling up the interior of the walls that surround this area seem to have gotten a little thicker, a little bigger, and a little more dispersed. It seems to be, whatever that effect is, seems to have intensified somewhat since the last time you were here the previous evening. Hakao, as you're looking around, the first things that you can tell, obviously, if you've got watcher spirits, you're probably going to want them to have a view of inside and or outside. So somewhere along or on top of the walls would probably be your best bet. You know that spirits are generally not a turret defense game, though.
Yeah.
It's, that unless they're sleeping, they usually have some level of mobility to them.
Yeah. And that's what I was more like. Where would they be sleeping? Where would they be comfortable?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So as spirits go, sleeping means they're inert. It's almost like torpor or hibernation.
Okay.
The spirit is active. It's not said to be asleep in the common vernacular.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jack, what if they're the spirits of shitty video games?
Hey, tower defense games are not shitty. I enjoy them very much.
And if a shitty video game has an awakened spirit associated with it, you can goddamn bet those glasswalkers are hunting that thing down to eliminate it ASAP.
Yep.
I've mentioned before that werewolves are total spoil sports, right?
Awakens tower defense. Go.
That would be fucking awesome.
Just because I'm curious, is the wall, is that corresponding to the Guru side of the apartment, or does it also include the other side?
Just the Guru side,
Okay.
just the southwestern. Nothing. If you go to the sort of northeast wall and try and look over into that area, and you would have probably noticed that on your comings and goings the last time you were here, since you guys jumped the wall to head roughly adjacent to that direction. That's just empty, barren soil, dust, couple scraggly plant spirits maybe eking out an existence to some extent. But as far as the Umbra side, it's practically barren in that.
Cool.
I'm going to shift into Glabro, I think, just so I have claws, and try to make just sort of vague outlines of where the doors are in the real world, just as a point of reference.
Okay. So you dig your claws.
I do not. Let me try to. Can I? Sal goes, sorry about that there. Let me try it again.
Yeah, you can keep trying.
Somewhere there's a pack leader sign.
Yeah.
He's right over there.
Dakota, you see Sal kind of go, nothing happens. Wait, nope, I rolled the wrong thing. Third time was the charm. Yes!
Hey!
I poof into lupus.
Like, you look constipated for a couple seconds and then poof.
At one point, just said sort of a semi, just enough to carry. Performance anxiety.
And that makes you angry enough to change.
Sal looks back over his shoulder and says, "Hey, sometimes it takes a little while." And then shifts into a larger, hairier version of himself.
Larger version of himself. Okay.
He does not have fair glabro, by the way.
So he goes
big and ugly.
So now he looks like he's truly Italian.
As an Irish Welsh guy, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one.
I'm dumb, confused, and distracting from that. You said lupus, and then you said big and hairy. I'm confused.
I was.
Ones?
Lupus is the wolf form. I was just making a joke because I got 4 successes, which would have been enough to turn all the way into lupus if I wanted to. But I'm only shifting once into Glabro, just one slot over.
One step down. One step down the chain, or up the chain, depending on your perspective.
Just a stupid game mechanics joke.
Okay. So you've got plenty of claw now, if you want to try and dig into some of these rocks and whatnot. Go ahead and just give me a strength and athletics. Difficulty's 4.
Before I do so, he doesn't have spirit speech. So Sal is just gonna say, kind of look over at Dakota, kind of shrug, and then look back at the wall and say, "Hey, hope you don't mind there. Just gonna mark off where something is over on the other side." And then I will do that. And you said
okay.
Strength and what?
Strength and athletics, difficulty's 4. It's a rock.
Jack, do I know if the wall is an awakened spirit?
Give me intelligence and occult, difficulty 6.
Do it fast.
Five successes.
Looks like a rock.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything.
You said difficulty 4?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. 4 success.
All right. So you just kind of reach out and with a couple claws just and it scrapes, maybe a quarter inch deep into this heavy, dense stone. And you've got a rough rectangle, quasi door-ish looking mark.
Actually, Jack, that does make me think. Why are there now buildings why are there now like building simulacrums?
With 5 successes, you're pretty sure that the cairn has made the entire localized area that it's occupying a much more spiritually resonant location. So what in a normal place would take years, if not decades, for the spiritual resonance to begin to manifest an actual something over here, the cairn is supercharging and doing far, far more quickly.
So the cairn is turning the location into a spiritual echo chamber.
Kind of.
Yeah. The Umbral side of stuff is stuff that has emotional resonance and stuff that is embedded in world consciousness memory. So it'll be there, but it takes forever.
Yeah.
Except for in this case.
I realize that I'm still in Krynos. I don't remember if this is the form I was in last time or not, but I will shift to Hamid or try to.
I also feel like that's not super weird for being, at least if you're in the Umbra.
Yeah.
In Krynos, no.
No. But we're just looking at things right
now.
It does make talking a little harder.
It does.
Too many teeth.
Primal? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Stand.
And then you hear the crow call. And a large avian form swoops down, landing on the rock right in front of you, actually, Sal, probably a good maybe 10 feet above your head. These rocks that have manifested are not small.
Oh, hey there. Hope this is okay. You're not showing up to chew me out, are you?
Not today, Blood Eater.
Sal will take.
And he gives a little gurgle in the back of his throat and sort of ruffles his feather a little bit. You're pretty sure that's a laugh.
Okay. Hearing that, Sal will relax a little bit and smile.
Whoa.
What's up?
Go that way, toward the bird.
And Dustbringer seems to be just watching you all, waiting a bit. Now, for those who are viewers and not part of the whole internal workings, you guys have spent several points on Totem, which allows Dustbringer to manifest differently and bring some abilities with it. So there was 2 invested by Mara for the totem itself initially, and then there's another 9 that you guys sort of pulled together.
We overspent.
Yep.
No, nonsense.
That is an interpretation.
At some point of every game, no kill like overkill.
Yep.
So what did you guys decide those 9 points are to be spent on?
We all agreed on one of them was the telepathic bond.
Totem phone.
Totem phone.
Okay.
New totem.
I know that was one of them. Did somebody compile this list?
So
did we not think to check?
We seemed to all agree that we wanted the respect of other spirits as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool with me.
And then a handful of us were like, the totem is always with us is always helpful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people voiced that Totem was always with us would be thinking that they'd enjoy. I don't mind that. I don't know if anybody specifically didn't want that.
I
I'm fine
voiced
with
a
that.
different thing, but I don't have any priority towards it.
Yeah, and there was one other thing that was, and I think either you and I both did, or it was just you, or like, there's one other thing that I can't think of that was voiced.
There was a thing that was 5 points, but we decided to get respect.
Oh,
that was
the
it. Yeah.
feared by spirits,
The
but also
other
the thing
thing
that
that I
tried to kill
said
you.
is those magic spell things totems can use seem cool. I haven't checked what they are,
Yeah.
but that's sort of where
If
that
we
is.
have any points left.
So four for the so we have 9. 4 for the psychic
the
link,
totem phone.
2 for the respect by other spirits, which makes 6. 2 for totem is always present.
Yep.
So we have one left.
One left.
We had talked about either putting that into beefing up Crow's stats, or just saving it until we get another point in, and if that's okay with Jack, then maybe on gifts.
Are we allowed to bank that extra?
Yeah, you can bank that extra one.
Does anybody have strong feelings about any of the 1.1s?
It would not be bad. It would not be bad to have 3 points for willpower or gnosis, but I'm fine with banking it.
So what does that mean? Because I have no idea. But reading that sentence makes no sense.
So the totem itself is a spirit. Spirits have 3 attributes, whereas you guys have 9. Spirits have willpower, rage, and gnosis. So investing a point of totem takes Crow's existing stats and says, all right, and here's 3 more to distribute between willpower, rage, and gnosis as we see fit.
Willpower is your ability to do basically any actions. Rage is your ability to do damage, and gnosis is gnosis.
So, I mean, relevant question. Does Crow automatically have the totem can speak to the pack without spirit speech?
Yes, he already has the capacity to speak multiple languages, including English, so you're good there.
Yep. So if we're going to have him be with us at all times, it would be useful to have him have enough stats to be able to intervene effectively on things. That's my vote.
That's fair. I was thinking we bank it for now and think about it a little more, because we also need to figure out where those stats would go.
Yeah.
I'm in support of banking.
I am too.
I don't think that's a bad choice to make down the line.
Yeah, so let's bank that last point for now, and we'll figure out where we want to put it later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as Crow lands and you guys begin to notice him there, you can feel those feathers that he gave to each one of you, that all of you are still carrying with you. Mm-hmm. There's a faint vibration there for a minute.
My hair shakes.
A little bit. And then I want everybody to roll me Wits and Primal Urge, difficulty 6.
If we don't have Primal Urge, can we make the roll?
Yes, you can.
Difficulty 6, you said?
Difficulty 6.
Hey, 3 successes.
An astonishing 2 successes.
2 successes.
3 successes.
Does my cool-headed specialty for wits apply?
Not in this case.
Okay. Three successes.
All right. Alex, what are the current thoughts going through your mind?
I was afraid of this.
He's back. This is good.
Okay. Ingvar, what are the current thoughts going through your mind?
It's probably something along the lines of while this is happening and she is paying half of her attention to Crow, she's also got half of her attention on the surroundings and is sort of, there doesn't seem like there's anything coming right now, so we seem to be safe for the moment. Okay,
and Hekau, what are the initial thoughts immediately going through your mind right now?
That'll depend on the answer I get to this question, Jack. Because of Hekau's previous experience with spirits, would I be capable of keeping my mind relatively blank in the presence of spirits?
As far as that goes, go ahead and roll me wits and subterfuge, difficulty 7.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Another 3 successes.
Okay. As far as that goes, you will recognize the phenomena that's happening, but you have no inclination or clue that it's about to happen, so they'll still get at least one thought from you initially.
Okay.
Which one is it?
Just the word interesting.
Okay. So everybody's brains lights up with these 3 things simultaneously, but with enough individuality and resonance that you can actually tell which figures these are coming from.
Oh, fuck. Shit. This is weird.
So that's the next thing that comes through.
God. This is out loud. Because he's been through this for totem foam bullshit before. God damn it.
What is this?
This is... We can talk through the totem in our heads.
This is fucking fantastic. That's all.
Okay.
This is amazing.
Round rules, people. Everybody's thoughts are their own. If stray thoughts come out, try not to hold it against them. It's gonna happen. You're gonna hear something from someone that's gonna piss you off. Try not to kill each other over this.
You just see Sal do this.
More
And then
basic.
wink it's fantastic because he's got these kind of like big jowly like spiked
Dakota will just
kind of
Dakota's gonna walk over to him and like bring the hand like up over his face to see if his expression changes.
It totally does. It's like this. Except it's Glabro. I forgot to change his voice, so yeah, he's like, this is fucking fantastic.
Correction. One of us you can kill.
For more basic information, this is like cell phone, but for pack information.
Correct.
And always on, unless you concentrate on it, right?
Always on.
This
does not give... This means we're going to respect each other's boundaries here. And if someone doesn't necessarily want to talk, you don't get to use that as an excuse to make them to communicate.
Through the telepathic bond, just very in basically the same intonation that he regularly talks, you'll hear Hekau, if anyone would like assistance in learning how to more rigorously control your thoughts, I am willing to help.
Fuck.
Sal goes, yeah, hey, let me also try this out. And then through you don't hear music, but you hear Sal's voice, human Sal, singing, fly me to the moon. On the stars.
Can I make another request for restrictions on
no karaoke?
Dakota will start dancing.
Yes. Disruptive communication.
Yeah. It's gonna take a while to get used to, everyone. So it can be extremely distracting to have a voice, especially when we split up from time to time to go places. You're not going to necessarily know what that other person is doing while you decide to send, I don't know,
Ingvar's voice.
The lyrics to Anaconda is a joke or something.
If I could.
From a mechanics perspective as well, just so everybody's on the same page. So this does work basically with the same level of sophistication as a cell phone, with the exception that you can somewhat transmit abstract concepts like emotion and that sort of thing. Now, you can't transmit images other than a rough sort of mental description, but there's no seeing through anybody's eyes or hearing exactly what they're hearing. It's all just what one individual could logically communicate verbally with a little extra emotional icing to another.
So a cell phone with emojis?
Basically.
If I am often quite busy. This is emergency line. I assume it is important. If it is used for... There is children's story about crying wolf. I understand we are wolf, but story still applies.
The wolf is crying?
It is...
Yes, but for no reason.
Story. I will tell story. I will tell story.
You're gonna love it. The wolf gets
Just through Totem phone. Oh fuck.
Hey, let the Galliard.
Yeah, and that is very obvious to anyone that is familiar with. We will alter story. There is boy. He is in. There is kinfolk boy. He goes into woods and makes big noise about there being unfamiliar wolf. He is lying, and all the warriors come and try and find this unfamiliar wolf to determine what they want, but no one finds the kinfolk boy. Goes into woods next day and again makes huge noise, unfamiliar wolf, and the warriors come again, and this happens again and again, and this boy is lying and gets attention, and eventually one day sees unfamiliar wolf in the woods, goes back crying, I saw this wolf. Wolf I did not know. No. And the warriors stay put, and the boy dies. It is a story about how if you who fake emergencies when there is real emergency, people will not take seriously or not know that this time is serious.
Okay.
And the boy was a shadow lord. That's why nobody trusts them either.
But the boy was human. I made Garu version of story. Story was human story.
The boy who cried worm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's hand in hand with that though. I think also keeping it to emergencies is a good idea, because the other thing is if we all start talking on the brain hotline here when we're out in public, people are going to twig to it if we're all standing just staring off into space and having some kind of shared mental chat line. So
gotta learn to be casual about it in those situations. Yeah.
Does this work back there then too? Not just here? Oh.
Yes. It works through.
Oh.
Ingvar's mental voice is
no shit.
surprisingly quiet the entire time.
It works through. It works. Okay, Jack, question, because I have had different storytellers give me different answers on this.
Yeah.
Can you do it to individual people, or is it only for everybody?
I'm going party line on this one. If something gets sent through, everybody can hear.
Okay.
Because I think that's funnier.
It is funnier.
Yeah.
And it feels a little more pack-ish to me.
Yeah, no, legit. No, that's fair. So yeah, it will work if one of us, it is going to be an effective way if we need to of potentially traveling with those of us who can't necessarily walk the streets. In terms of staying in the same vicinity, possibly if we need eyes on the other side of the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a bunch of things that are really useful. Also, stray thoughts.
Sal turns around and looks up at Crow.
Thank you.
Taps the side of his head and says, "Yeah, thanks, Dusty. This is fucking fantastic."
Now, children, I will be with you as we find what threatens this city. But if you are to make that name for yourselves, you will all need to share one. What will you call yourselves? My flock?
He's taking a moment to see if anybody comes up with a suggestion.
I don't remember who actually suggested it originally.
Craig did.
It was me, but I think
Would
in character, there's no way Sal's going to come up.
Would it be okay for me to co-opt your suggestion?
I was kind of thinking it would make sense for one of the Galliards to do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because naming is very much a Galliard thing.
Cool.
I think in character, Sal just immediately barks out, "How about go with the crow?"
Fuck you, Sal.
No.
Hey, nobody else is coming up with nothing.
I mean, okay.
Can we have Aiden's suggestion too?
I was trying to work that in, unless we wanted to talk about everything that we're doing. No, yeah. So, Jesus. I mean, I'll be frank. If it was entirely up to me, I would just. I like the idea of something that's gonna look. Nobody likes us all, right? I like the idea of owning that. Hell, if you guys would go with it, I would suggest go fuck yourself with a silver chainsaw.
No.
All right, I withdraw my suggestion. That one's definitely better.
Hard name to earn. Very aggressive.
Yeah.
Ingvar kind of like puts a hand to her mouth to stop from laughing out loud.
Why would
I'm
you
open to
do that with the
suggestions.
chainsaw?
What?
Why would you do that with the chainsaw?
You wouldn't. That's what you tell to somebody to tell them to go away or to fuck off.
Why don't you just say go away?
Because sometimes they don't go away when you say it nicely. Also, I like to paint with words.
You are very much a Pollock.
I am a what?
Is this not the American
poet? Oh, poet. Poet.
I thought Pollock.
Pollock.
Jackson Pollock paints with splatters.
Pollock. Oh.
I heard Polak, and I was really just laughing my ass off.
That's what I heard.
It's a hard line with the accent.
It's fucking brilliant.
That's really it'll just come through the psychic link.
Yeah.
Because I am assuming thoughts, accents, a lot more comprehensible.
I mean, I feel like in your head, I feel like your thoughts in your head. Does anybody think they have an accent?
No.
No, I'm just.
So I assume that accents go away.
Okay.
In thought process. Yeah. But yeah. Only when it comes to profanity, but sure. I'm mostly joking there. However, if you guys go for it, I'm 100% in.
Dakota is like staring at the crow and like examining the crow.
We are of this place, both by crow and by what we did to get here.
Yep.
What about Wings of the Mojave?
Is good. I like.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, Sal turns to Dakota and says, "It's good. I still like the fuck chainsaw one."
That one doesn't make any sense.
It's just a general positive impression from Hakal via the mental link.
I'm right.
I mean, it's not supposed to make sense to us. It's supposed to send a message. But no, screw that. That's actually good. Like, that's actually legitimately good name. So, fuck, why not?
Sal just smiles warmly at Dakota and nods.
Yep.
Then it's decided, I guess.
Dusty, is that okay with you?
Yes. You are the wings.
Okay, I've been hearing it for the past, 10 minutes. Is somebody watching a soap opera or something in the background?
Some of us live with other people.
I've just been hearing,
there is nosebleed.
I've just been hearing, really dramatic bits of conversation.
I was making it a game to try and figure out if I could see who Eric came from.
It's not loud enough to show the line around the thing on Zoom, which is why I've been trying to figure
that was
it
the
out.
brilliantness of it. No, it's all good.
And then his head kind of jerks to the side. Something happens across the gauntlet that will bear looking into. Step back, I will follow. Be cautious, there's a danger lurking.
Umbra tightens her grip on the fang dagger.
Within the wall, or?
That was just to activate my mirror shades. It didn't work.
Actually,
I do not know. Aaron?
Probably over the psychic thing, because I'm trying. Cacao, could you?
I'm just going to take that as indication. What's the difficulty of the gauntlet here?
Difficulty is 6.
I'm gonna pop back into Hamid before we jump.
Okay, so you pop back into Hamid. Cacao prepares for the passage. The gauntlet folds open, and you guys all back to.
Is there a crow sitting on my shoulder?
Material world. There's not a crow sitting on your shoulder. He's still now, as you look over, there is a slightly larger than normal crow perched on top of the Cairn Heart, the sculpture, fairly close to where you guys popped out.
Out of curiosity, is there any visual indicator other than being a slightly larger than normal crow that, to us at least, that this is our crow?
Give me a perception and primal urge. Difficulty 8. Not only visual.
Okay.
Aaron.
Jesus.
I'm looking to see if there's anything that's changed that's out of place or in a different place than it was when we went in.
Me too.
Okay. Anybody who's looking for that sort of thing, perception and alertness, difficulty 6. Cacao, you can. There's a heavy layer of dust on the crow's back and wings folded, and as he shifts, there's a little cascade that faintly sifts out between some of the feathers on occasion, but never actually seems to land anywhere or gather at all, just sort of whoosh away.
Our crow has a dust particle effect attached to him.
He does, basically. That's the only thing that you can see, and even looking at that, you feel like you're not exactly just seeing it with your eyes.
Yeah,
you're seeing it with something else.
So does that strike me as that's something only we should be able to see?
It's something that you think only either extremely spiritually sensitive people, like you can still sometimes tell if a spirit manifests in the real world, you can sometimes perceive that that's what it is rather than something else it's pretending to be. But it's easier if you're already in the know on that sort of thing.
Okay. Ooh.
Anastasia, Aiden, Alex, everybody who's looking around there, nothing in the immediate vicinity seems out of place or odd or anything like that. The only thing you see is Clancy standing at his porch, kind of glancing around to see what's happening. And you see him pull out a wristwatch out of his pocket. Looks like the strap of it is broken, and so he's just got it stashed in his jeans. pulls it out, looks at it, and then kind of looks around like he was expecting to see something that he doesn't. And he sticks it back in and kind of walks back inside.
Oh, I wanted to ask him real quick before he went. Are the cameras up?
He's clear the other side of the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not close to where
I won't yell then.
are. Yep.
That's
Mhm.
fine. If I, because they were setting up the cameras that morning, can I tell if they're on by this point?
You can see a number of them having been mounted, and some of the cables that are running to them have sort of been fastened to the side of the wall so that they're not just hanging loose. So it looks like they're at least mounted. You don't know if they're active yet, though.
Okay.
Aiden, what should we do?
Sorry, I need just a moment.
Sorry.
No, you're good. This is.
I assume. I will pull out my cell phone because it's attuned now. And check to see if I got any messages.
Nothing beyond normal sort of email, nothing that's urgent or requires responding to immediately.
Okay.
Sal leans over towards
checking the non-urgent folder for Karen and werewolfy stuff.
Nothing's actually been sent that touches those matters yet.
Okay. Those are the two things I was curious about.
Okay. What's up with Sal, Craig?
He's leaning over towards the cow and saying, "Hey, FedEx, are we going to need to feed Dusty on this side, or what's the deal?"
Jack?
At that point, all of you hear Dustbringer's voice coming across the mind link. I am sufficient, but anything that looks interesting, I will absolutely take advantage of.
I just look back at Sal and deadpan, not as an affect of trying to be deadpan, but deadpan because that's just how Cal reacts to everything. You heard the bird.
Sal nods and looks at Dustbringer and says, "You ever had tortellini?"
God.
No.
All right, we're gonna fix that. Don't worry.
First, though, we need to find where this danger
disturbance. Yes.
Well, trying to think of leads.
Perhaps we should check in with Juniper.
Not the worst idea. We'll want to do that anyways, just to see what's going on. Maybe the best way I can put this is we're not going to find it just hanging around the set, Karen. And we have a lead on where the last place we knew that there was a concern. But yeah, checking with Juniper is probably a good idea. Let's go find her.
Okay. So you guys head off to look for Juniper. She's pretty easily findable. You hear her calling for Ashley, the youngest of her nieces, and she is near the back entrance of her apartment, kind of basically the rear of the building, opposite side from the parking lot. The exterior wall is probably about maybe 20 yards of grass between the back of the building and the actual barrier itself. And Juniper sees you guys all just sort of come filing around. What's going on?
Boss?
How'd First Strike do?
Fine.
We installed Twitter.
Sorry?
We've made a pact with a selection of spirits that will be able to keep an eye on the Umbral side of things, and if anything were to go wrong, we'll be able to send messages directly to our pack via these. As I holding up a cell phone.
Good. And that's helpful. Do you know if she has any plans for anything with a bit more teeth in it?
First Strike set off on her own to make deals with more offensively oriented spirits.
Well, we will hope for the best then.
And
she doesn't look terribly pleased about the idea of one of the Garou just wandering off into the Umbra by themselves, but
once we have settled in here, I intend to return to the Umbral with somebody to watch over me as I
with somebody to watch over you.
Yes, I did make that statement, Aiden. As I call other spirits to bargain with as well.
Excellent. Well, what brings you back this side then? Just checking in? Everything seems to be going okay. Anastasia, whenever is convenient for you, we can start going over some of the tech stuff. I got Clancy to get everything plugged in, and of course it'll just need to be synchronized and up and running and that sort of thing, which I can help with a bit.
Would like to do that as soon as possible, and if you do not mind. We also, negotiating with Water Spirits, agreed to set up additional bandwidth for them specifically. We could use for low traffic, but something they can.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no. Asking for the Wi-Fi password is kind of par for the course for spirits in my experience. So,
if you do not mind, I can also help set that up whenever I have time.
Absolutely.
Clearly almost goes over and then looks to Aiden and the rest of the pack and is like, when I am let.
Aiden, can you spare her now or?
Yes. Yeah, you're good. Go.
All right. Let's talk some options.
You hand with it looks like you got it under control, but if you need you need somebody to do some grunt work while you're working, I'm around.
We'll call you if we need somebody to go pick up some hardware.
Oh, that was to Anastasia.
Likely more pressing and dangerous, but I will call if I need help.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing the least dangerous job here. Let's set up the Wi-Fi.
All right.
Setting up the security system.
And if you could remind Craig, who I'm sure has a worse memory than Sal does, Dustbringer said that there was something specific that it wanted us to look into on this side.
There's a danger lurking.
Okay.
Yeah.
On
it
this
was not.
side.
It was not.
Not specific.
But
Yeah.
All right.
It was a very specific non-specificity.
Which side was the danger on? Do we
This
know?
this side of the gauntlet, as in in the reel.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. While that's happening, should the rest of us take a look around outside the those of us that can walk the outside, take a look around the block, perhaps?
Most of us.
Yes.
Yeah. You want all of us out there, or you want FedEx over? I can, whichever side you need me on. I'm happy to do it. I can watch his back, or I can come and do some scouting with you all.
Alex, go with Hikau.
Where?
If you're going to be scouting the Umbra.
But we know it's not here. It's not in the Umbra. It's going to be on this side.
I don't need to do. I need to gather materials before I can summon and bargain with spirits. I can't do that just right now.
Fair.
That's a later issue.
Fair.
Oh,
it sort of casually reaches underneath something wherever it is, and pulls out a pack of cigarettes.
I apparently
give that list.
Stashed a pack of cigarettes underneath Juniper's back deck.
Yeah.
I will take that as dismissal. I can run off and
Yeah, go do your thing.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. If you need resources, I just thought that was going to be a good opportunity since we were going to have to go around the city and one of us can't leave.
I unfortunately carry everything that I own on my back, and I do not have specific things that would appeal to certain spirits to make them want to stay around or open negotiations.
Right.
So,
no, that's
you got a shopping list or anything for us?
Has this discussion been taking place on the brain link or out loud?
Probably
out loud.
Brain Link.
Oh, okay.
That's where he would have started it.
Yeah, okay.
Wherever it would have started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anya would have said the thing about "Can I go now?" out loud,
Right.
in response to the physical picking up of cigarettes, just so Juniper also knows that I'm leaving. But
Yep.
Other than that,
Go ahead and give me a wits and empathy difficulty. Anybody who wants to sort of get a read on Juniper right now?
Yeah, I would.
Always.
Always. All right.
It's an
It would
empathy.
be a wits and empathy difficulty 6.
Specialty reading emotions.
Sure.
3 successes. I'm good at people reading. Ooh.
No
Nice.
10s, but 5 successes.
Nice.
Look, Aiden has things he's good at.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Yep. So Aiden, you can tell that she's knowledgeable that there's something else going on here with you guys. Right. She doesn't know exactly what it is. But she's doing her very best to sort of just. Most of you can tell that she's eyeing you guys, trying to sort of figure things out. Aiden, you're specifically picking up on this sort of emotional, I've chosen these people to be the Guardians. I'm going to trust them to be the Guardians, and I don't need to fucking micromanage this shit. Possibly just because she doesn't have time for that.
Right.
But
and he will be, since he's got a little bit of experience with this kind of thing, he's going to be actually talking with nothing serious, but just communicating, so there's not a big awkward space of silence there.
Right. Okay. Right.
So yeah,
she'll nod, and eventually she and Anastasia will go off to talk digital security and that sort of thing. As far as Anastasia experiences, the next probably 30 minutes or so are just basic back and forth. She's not to your level, but she's pretty up to date on digital securities, the sort of options that are available, that sort of thing. Which in your experience for dealing with a glasswalker, not too unexpected. But she's got a lot more facility with the idea of cybersecurity and that sort of thing than most other werewolves that you've talked to.
Yeah, I'll defer to her on any decisions, but my general recommendation is set this up in a way that's clean and where her specialist can come in and do whatever details need to be done, because I'm pretty good, but there's probably a glasswalker who's way better than me.
Right.
Giving them a solid template is what I would recommend for them.
Right. Yep. And she says that she's definitely in agreement with that sort of initial strategy. Given that you're a guardian here, you will be expected to take operations on this once the system is finalized. So whenever the expert gets here, she'll want you to work fairly closely with them just to make sure that you know everything that they've put in place.
I would definitely prefer that.
And then, of course, the obligatory, I'm sure they'll have their own backdoors in there that they're not going to tell you about, but that's just the way people do things. So we'll at least make sure that it's as functional as possible. You have access to everything you'll need in order to keep an eye on what needs an eye on it.
Yeah. And if we have time while I'm doing that, I do want to set up those 2 routers that Hekau asked for.
Okay.
In whatever way is easiest for the glasswalkers who presumably have Wi-Fi setting preferences.
Yep.
And I'd also if this hasn't been done, Anya would be a little insistent, if it's possible, to check that all of the cameras are current by having someone go and stand in front of them, if that has
right.
been.
She'll get her niece, her two nieces to be the runners on that, and you guys will go ahead and get that set up and everything that way. Meanwhile, the other 6 members of the pack.
In response to Sal's mental question as to whether or not Hekau has a shopping list, Hekau will produce a crumpled piece of paper that looks like it's been reused and rewritten over for many, many times, that currently has a list of a variety of esoteric items that would be of interest to spirits, but not necessarily of interest to people, unless you are a devout follower of alternative medicines and things like that.
I know where we can get this. I don't know where we can get that. I definitely know where we can get this.
Are we going shopping?
It's time for a montage.
These are just things that'll make it easier for me bargaining with spirits of healing, spirits of fire, spirits, owl spirits. The owl spirits are easy. I just need a couple rat carcasses, but owl spirits like eating rats.
Yep. Yes, they do.
Can we look over the list and see what's available easily and locally, and then maybe order the rest?
Give me an intelligence and streetwise there, Sal. Difficulty 6.
Cut to like Alex on the keyword, going into Amazon and looking up rat carcasses.
3.
Would not do that.
A solid 80% of the stuff you'll be able to find in retail.
Okay.
Or scrounging up in a back alley or something like that. Not too difficult.
Also on the list, very different from everything else on the list, are 2 tablet computers.
Okay. Sal looks over the list and it sounds like sort of we're all grouped around this piece of paper.
Not quite.
Okay.
Alex has said, I'll just stay here then. And she walks off. And you probably get a wave of emotion that's involuntary because this is new. She's embarrassed.
Yeah. Aiden's going to really quick look at Jesus. Ingvar.
Stay here and keep watch.
Do a little coordination here for me, will you? And I'm walking off after Alex.
All right.
So starting with Alex and Aiden. Alex, where are you headed?
Probably. Is there like a common? It's a courtyard sort of thing. Is there a common area that would have like a view of sort of the front entrance? I don't know what the exact layout.
There's not a structure, but you've always got the Cairnheart that is sort of just eyeballing right down the entrance and exit lanes.
Yep, that's in the middle of the sunlight, though. Yes. I'm gonna go under like an eave somewhere, just sort of near-ish an entrance, and sort of sit with my back.
Nearest an entrance to the apartment complex, or the
yes, to the entire complex, not to any particular building.
Okay. And Aiden, you just follow.
I give it probably. I give it where. Once I have a good idea of where she's going, I give her about a minute or so just to sort of sit there, so it doesn't look like somebody's rushing up right after her.
Cool.
And then walk up.
Hey.
Just take a seat. Hey. You want to talk about it?
No.
Okay, let me rephrase that. And that sounds like I'm being a dick right now, and I'm not. There's plenty of time for that later. If you don't, that's fine.
But
I need to know at some point. And whatever it is, I 100% guarantee I've done something much fucking worse.
So before my first change, I went out to a party, and that's where I had my first change. And I ran out into the desert, and apparently when you do that and then come back at a random point in time in a different part of the city, people freak out. And they don't believe me, so stuck here for now.
Okay. That's the whole of it. I mean, I get it and I understand where they're coming from. That is literally the least embarrassing first change story I've ever heard.
I also joined a different sept than I was supposed to. Tribe. Sorry. Thanks.
Tribe. Yeah.
Tribe than I was probably supposed to.
Yeah.
And there was, I don't know. Yeah, snuck out. Almost probably violated the litany at some point. I don't know. No one found anything. It's fine.
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that one. I
don't know. I don't remember what happened when I changed, so I don't know what people saw.
So I realize this isn't everybody, and you've got a lot of there are some hardliners out there. And when I say there are some hardliners out there, I mean 88% roughly of the nation
Mm-hmm.
who have conveniently made it a whole year plus after their change, and have forgotten what it's like to do that, because for most people it happened when it probably happened for you.
And I just figured that when I went in the gauntlet properly this time, and I came back out where we were supposed to, where we were planning to, and I just figured that it would be fixed with having a pack.
I don't mean to keep harping on this, but look at your pack. That's part of it. I guarantee. If you had somehow gotten in with a pack of people related to the Sept Elders and that sort of thing, it would have been fine, because they would have pushed the right buttons and greased the right palms. It's not just that, but that's part of it. It's not going to be permanent. In fact, knowing what little of a thing it is now, I'll do what I can, because it really limits the effectiveness of the King Guardians if we can't necessarily there are reasons why you can't leave the grounds.
Juniper's already doing it. It's
I know.
fine.
I know. All I'm saying is that if that doesn't move quick enough, I'll do some leaning.
Now, for the storyteller's benefit, how are you guys oriented as this conversation's going on? Are you both just staring straight at each other, or are you sort of just sitting next to each other, looking out?
Okay.
Sitting next to, smoking.
Okay. Both of you go ahead and give me a perception and alertness difficulty 7 then.
Okay.
While this is happening.
Difficulty 7?
7, yes.
2.
1 success.
All right. Meanwhile, you guys walk away. Ingvar takes over doing some organizational things regarding shopping and that sort of thing. And Sal does a knock, knock, knock on a door.
And we'll wait a moment to see if there's a response.
There's about a 30-second pause, and then Valerian Johnson just sort of pulls the sliding glass door open. Yeah.
Hey, kid. Looking for your aunt. She in?
She literally just walked off with, what's her name?
Into this. Yeah. Are they in there, or did they go somewhere else?
Nah, they fucked off.
You see which way?
Kind of. And he gestures off in a vaguely northern direction.
Well, I'm gonna go kind of, and Sal sort of imitates the gesture.
Okay.
Thanks, kid.
Yeah.
And do I have any idea of where anything in that general direction of the complex is? Is there a computer hub or anything, or
there's a number of outbuildings that way that you know.
LAN room? I'll date myself.
But as far as you're aware, you don't know of any particular like server room specifically or anything like that.
Okay. He said they just left. Can I go over to the balcony and look out and see if I see them heading in any direction?
Well, you guys have been ground level this whole time.
Okay. All right.
But if you duck over there, give me a perception and alertness 8.
Okay. Can I use city running to just really quickly get up onto the balcony and get a better look?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that an athletics check?
Sorry, I have a quick question. Did Sal walk away from Hekau and Yingvar, or are we all together still?
Right, he kind of dipped out. So it's Ingvar, Dakota, and Hekau just in a group right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he would have said as he was leaving the room, he wouldn't have just gone without saying anything, but he would have looked over the list and then kind of watched Aiden leave the room and sort of stared at the door for a second and then turned back and says, "Don't worry about it. We can get about 3/4 of this stuff, no problem. And the rest of it, give us a little extra time. We'll track it down."
All right. Sorry, I was confused because it jumped from us having a conversation about a list to Sal on his own, and I missed the transition point.
Yeah. And your guys' conversation and everything has all been happening in Juniper's backyard. You guys weren't indoors at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Just for a little bit of clarification there.
Okay.
So for city running, you just have to spend a point of rage, and then you can use it.
Okay. Will do. And I saw just walk up onto the balcony then.
Yeah. Clamor.
Yeah. And does that make it any easier to make the check?
Bump it down to 7.
Okay. Perception and alertness?
Yes.
Nope.
Yep. They're out of sight wherever they are.
All right. Then Anastasia would hear over the mind link. Or I guess everybody would hear over them. No, that's a terrible idea. Now, Anastasia text that says, "Hey, where'd y'all go?" Again, like you pointed out, not in an accent. You just get a text that says, "Where'd y'all go? Got a quick question for June."
sort of just on third monitor while doing other. We are a bit busy at the moment, and I'll give whatever the accurate address is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. All right, I will go to there.
And you do hear psychically, please be sure this is important.
So everybody gets a completely out of context. Please be sure this was important at some point during everything that's going on.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
The other three of you. So you go over the list. With Sal's advice, it seems like it's going to be something that you'll be able to figure out pretty easily. Ingvar, how are you trying to organize this little endeavor?
Do I know the basic city layout around this area?
Very basic, nothing detailed.
Sort of look over at Hikau and Dakota. I think we probably want to head in two directions. I can take a quick circle around the block and sort of get to look around the immediate vicinity. If the two of you want to range a little bit further together, just keep an eye out for each other since you're leaving further away from the encampment. Keep close to each other. We don't have a direction of where this danger is coming from, but I would say in the direction of the casino that we know is where the spirits are being eaten up, somewhere around that area. So range a little closer there and keep an eye out. I would say don't go more than a few blocks down before you come back.
Jack, quick question. One, is Crow still nearby, or is Crow still hanging out?
Crow has been basically within about 50 feet of you guys, if not less, the entire time. Yep.
Okay. Secondly, with Crow being nearby, would it be, particularly for me, would I know if it would be rude to ask Crow to help me look for things? Because I guarantee Crow has better eyesight than I do.
He's your totem. You don't feel like it would be insulting or degrading to Crow to use his natural abilities to try and help whatever you guys are getting done.
I'll look up at Crow. Would you mind being my eyes?
This I can do.
And then I'll look back at Ingvar. If you'd like, Crow and I can take a look around, and you and Dakota can stay together. That way there are two sets of eyes in each location.
I intend to specifically stay close to the hotel where there are other people that I can call for if I need help. I would like you to range a little bit further, but stay close to each other.
Very well. So I will offer my arm or shoulder, whichever Crow feels more comfortable sitting on.
Crow just comes and swoops down and kind of just perches right here on your left.
Mm-hmm. And I'll start walking, presumably with Dakota, out.
Dakota, stay close to Hikau.
Okay. Dakota's skipping.
Cool.
Hikau's limping.
All right. With Sal and some basic inner local knowledge, you've probably gotten the information that most of what you need will be north along Fremont Street. Has anybody given Hikau any money, or is this a specifically scrounging?
Well, I think this is scouting out for whatever the danger is, because Sal indicated that Sal indicated that he'd be getting the materials, so we're just scouting.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, and the three of you then. Ingvar, where are you ranging in all of this?
She's basically circling the block and a couple of blocks around it. She's looking in the immediate vicinity. If the danger has already gotten close, she's going to try and find it while they're looking further out.
Okay. Dakota and Hikau can give me a perception and alertness difficulty 8.
10 for me.
Ingvar, yours is difficulty 7.
This is why I asked Crow along, because...
2 successes.
Okay.
Perception alertness difficulty 10.
My
0
dice
successes.
Roll, dice roll was
But
6,
not a
7,
botch.
8, 9.
Not a botch just because I rolled a 10 and a 1.
So Hakao, you and Dustbringer are wandering out and catching a little further distance. Ingvar, you notice the pattern first, followed by Dakota and Aiden, and then Alex, you are the last. Nothing really seems to have jumped out very much. But as you start to make a maneuver around the rough neighborhood, and Aiden and Alex, as you guys are simply just staring out the entrance and watching traffic and things go by, eventually all of you but Hakao and Dustbringer notice a pair of black sedans. Specifically from Aiden and Alex's point of view, one's going left, one's going right in front of the entrance. And they cross immediately right in front of the entrance. 3 minutes later, they cross immediately right in front of the entrance. 3 minutes later, they cross immediately right in front of the entrance. The regularity is a little off-putting. But you're really certain that after about the third pass, that's odd. Interesting. And you notice this as well, Ingvar. You're just taking a walk around the block, more or less. But you notice that one is making a loop of the halfway house in one direction. One's making a loop in the other direction. And they always cross right at the middle of the block.
Sync, yeah.
In perfect synchronization.
Over the mental lake. I think I found it.
You see that?
Okay. This is 9 minutes in, I think. So
basically, yeah, you guys are sort of around the end of your conversation, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. What? Those cars.
We've got the pair of sedans that are keeping a perfectly synchronized loop around the halfway house.
Yeah.
With 3 successes, Ingvar, you can definitely tell that the windows, not the windshield, of course, but the windows are tinted.
Can I see anyone driving?
There's a vague, like, you can't really get, you would have to get an actual angle on the windshield, which is difficult to do from the sidewalk. But obviously you can see the faint shape of 2 people in each one. Anastasia.
Is Juniper still working with me on this stuff?
You guys probably have a good 20 minutes or so before anything. Yeah. Unless, of course, somebody interrupts you. But yeah, you guys have kind of just gotten
I'm hearing this, so I am in the middle of important security, but would you like me to communicate this to Juniper?
Yeah, let her know that we spotted this. If it gets to violence, we'll try and take care of it, but just let her know what's going on.
Sorry,
yes.
Yeah, look it out.
So Anastasia will look up. My pack has noticed that, and I will relay what I have been told.
Okay. Sal, you get stopped as you cross the parking lot by Clancy Olson. Hey.
Is this before or after the message about the cars?
It's right about the time.
Okay. Let me know when that message kicks in, because that's going to reroute Sal as soon as he gets that message.
Aiden's okay. Standing up, looks over at Alex. Hold back a minute.
Okay, I stand up too.
I'm going to check it out. If like a big silver Gatling gun comes out and turns me into just a big mess of gore, tell someone. And I just start making my way over.
Will do.
The side of the curb.
All right. Right about now, you've just been flagged down by Clancy, Sal, and the information about the cars and that sort of thing comes through. But Clancy, obviously not knowing that the conversation is going on, you seen Katya at all?
Do I know that name?
You know that she's a kinfolk that lives here?
Have I seen her today?
You haven't seen her today, no. She usually leaves in the morning. She works out in the city somewhere, you know.
Sal kind of pauses and then shakes his head a little bit after getting the message and says, no, ain't she at work this time of day?
She's usually at work until about an hour ago.
Yeah, traffic can be...
She's usually back as of about an hour ago.
Oh, yeah. Which way does she drive? I mean, is that... where does she work and how does she come back?
Give me a intelligence and streetwise difficulty 7 to see if you know anything specifically about her.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. What you know about Katya would be you know that she works at the Desert Research Institute. She's a research assistant there. She's a science girl.
Okay. That's out east. Is that right from us?
Yeah, that's down on Flamingo Road.
Okay.
Basically, which is actually south, almost straight south from where you guys are.
Okay. Do I know what she drives?
Some sort of SUV.
Is it black?
No.
Okay.
It's green.
Sal cocks his head and says, hey, Mr. Wilson, we got any other folk that should be back but ain't?
I mean, everybody's been kind of locked down here.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you what, I'll keep an eye out for her, okay? You go and just make sure everybody sits tight for right now, all right? Nobody should head outside the walls for right now, okay?
Okay. Well, yeah, no, and I mean, yeah, no, I'll okay.
All right, I'm gonna go head outside the walls. And Sal will start moving in that direction, and then over the mental link, Sal will say, "Where you all seeing these cars?"
Flash to Aiden.
Yeah.
Approaching. Hold back for just a second. For all we know, it could be. There's a small chance, but yeah.
And then over the link said, Roger, but we got at least one kinfolk missing. Could just be she stopped off at the mall for some sticky buns, but somebody missing, some fucking weird cars going around. That's
could be related. Yeah.
I'm gonna give her a call. Do I have her number? If not, I want to pull out the big black book.
You do not have her number, but you can try to use the big black book to see.
All right, I would like to do that.
I definitely need to get a shortcut for those fetishes because I don't have access to those.
I have. It says. Let's see. Oh no, that's it just says this pocket-sized book contains the phone number of every single mortal person on Earth that has one. It's a level 3 and it's 6 gnosis. So do I just make it?
So yeah, roll gnosis difficulty 6 on that one then.
Okay.
It's worth noting that Ingvar has not left Glabro since she shifted before heading into the Umbra.
Okay. Hearing all of this, because where relative to the Karen did I and Dustbringer end up?
So you guys are currently roughly probably about 3 blocks north up by Cake World Bakery.
Okay, and Dakota's with us. I'm going to Dakota, if you could come with me real quick. I'm gonna sidle into an empty. I'm gonna try to find an empty alleyway to sidle into, so I can shift into Fair Glabro, so I can have some amount of ability in case things go bad.
Okay.
And as Aiden's walking forward, I'm probably just trying to keep an eye on outside and how many witnesses we have around besides just those 2 creepy cars. In case
there's a number of other vehicles on the street.
Okay.
Occasional pedestrians walking up and down as well.
Got it. Okay, so we're not in an empty area. Cool.
Yep. So yeah. So rolling Gnosis difficulty 6 on the big black book.
2 success.
All right. You flip through it and then pops up. Yep. There's a name, Katya Rustikov, and a number.
How old is Katya?
Somewhere in her 20s, probably.
Okay, all right. The reason I ask is whether Sal is going to text or call, but he will just quickly text that number, and say, "Hey, this is Sal Moraro. You said we have not met each other.
You've met in passing like once or twice.
Okay. This is Sal Moraro from back at Halfway. You okay?
Okay.
Question mark.
All right. Aiden. So you're stepping up to the curb.
Yes.
What's your play?
Well, once the car comes around, I want to see who's in it first of all as it approaches.
Okay. There's a bit of glare in sunlight, but you can give me a perception and alertness difficulty 8.
I will spend willpower on this.
For an auto success, okay?
Yep.
And since Ingvar was already sort of walking the block, she'll probably be converging on Aiden's position right about now.
Okay.
And while you're rolling, I apologize. Did Aiden say stay put to the rest of us? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He did.
1.
1 success. 1 is what you need.
Good.
Solid spend on the willpower there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 men seated in the front. One of them is maybe 2 or 3 inches shorter than the other. Very clean cut, well shaved, wearing sunglasses, black tie, white shirt, black coat. How pop culture savvy is Aiden?
I mean,
has he seen The Matrix?
Yes, he's seen the god. Yes, for sure.
Agent Thompson and Agent Johnson are sitting in the front seat.
Okay, to be clear, are we talking about people who functionally, if you were looking at them sideways through glare, could be, or are we talking about people who are physically, like, essentially clones?
They look very similar. You can tell a little bit of difference, but like, except for the height difference, you would swear these guys were at least fraternal twins.
Okay. That's definitely a thing.
And as they drive past, you can see the silhouettes as the tinted windows sort of take over. At the exact same moment as they drive past you, both of the heads and then back.
Cool, normal and cool.
Yeah. Can I get have they passed close enough that I could conceivably use, I don't know if their windows are cracked at all, scent of true form?
The windows are completely rolled up. Let me look at scent of true form and see.
It's very vague. It's very vague about it, but it is a smell thing.
You would not be able to catch an odor of them currently.
Okay. In that case, goddamn jam technology for being a higher level gift. Yep, Aiden is with the stuff, because this will either annoy them and they're just normal people and they'll be annoyed and yell at him perhaps, and nothing will happen beyond that. Or they are not normal people and we need to deal with this. So as it drives by, he just grabs his staff and just smashes it through the back window.
Even normal people would stop and start calling the cops.
Yes, they will. And Aiden would get his ass kicked. And then once they walk away, he just waits till nobody's around, shift to Krynos, switch back down. Oh, look, problem solved.
Aaron, you have your hand up.
Because I imagine this is taking a few seconds, do I get any sort of physical or verbal response from Juniper?
Juniper will, having you transmitted basically all the information, right?
Yep. We've seen these cars. Aiden is taking point. Any specific?
She will grab a ring of keys. Let's go look at the exteriors then, and start walking with you to the closest apartment building and go to unlock a utility closet.
All right.
Going to the actual server room.
Fair enough.
And letting you
I should have done that. Oh well.
Get access to the exterior cameras on the outside of the wall. So, Aiden.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your attack. It's a moving vehicle, standard difficulty. It's a moving vehicle, but it's a big fucking target.
Right. Where is my combat? They're probably under combat.
Probably.
Great. One success.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage on the rear windshield of a car.
No bonuses for
Nope, just standard damage.
I mean, one success of damage.
Okay. So you slam your staff into the back of the car. It leaves a nice size spider web kind of fracture.
Yep.
Doesn't like punch through the safety glass, obviously. And the car just keeps driving.
I thought that was going to happen. Yep.
I like to sense worm. I don't know if this is I don't think I need to have smell for this one.
Not smell based.
Yeah.
No.
It's perception here. I've got the description right here. So perception occult.
Yep.
To what difficulty would it be? I'm far-ish away.
Difficulty would be 7 in this one.
Right.
Can I do this as well? I also have sense worm.
So you are not as close to the situation.
We're several blocks away and we're told to stay.
You guys are
put.
several blocks away. So
thank Gaia, we have multiple people with sense worm.
2 success.
You do not catch any worm taint whatsoever, other than the normal sort of ambient. I'm in a city, of course there's worm something around.
Okay.
But nothing that increases the severity of it.
I'm assuming not, because the windshield didn't shatter, but was that sound loud enough to be heard by any of the rest of us?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes, even if it doesn't shatter, that's a loud ass noise. So
all right, there is an audible crack.
Sal's moving in that direction then.
Though again, not Dakota and Hakao, because we're several blocks away.
You guys can't see it. Nobody said anything over the.
He watches it drive off like, well, fuck.
What'd the other car do at that?
The other car, both cars have been keeping their systematic.
No pause in either of their motion.
No pause in either of them.
Can I get Aiden is under a bit of assumption that this is some kind of spiritual manifestation or possession or something of some sort. Can I get a Occult roll, maybe?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and occult.
Okay.
Difficulty's 9, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's something fucked up about this whole
Fucking
situation,
ones!
but you don't.
Yeah.
You don't know.
They're not normal people, I don't think.
You definitely get that impression, yes.
Normal people react like normal people do when you attack their vehicle.
Well, then get back here, you idiot.
Oh no, complete that sentence, please.
You keep saying that we need to stay together.
Yes,
get back here.
I'm coming back. It's been like 5 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Is that all over the mental link?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want Dakota and I to return now?
Yes, get back here.
What the fuck is going on?
Those are not people. I don't know what they are, but they are not people.
They seem awfully keen on keeping their very perfectly synchronized rotation. We might want to do something to throw that off.
Are the cars
Ingvar,
cars?
You as well can make that perception and alertness difficulty 8, since you were coming in at an angle that would have been able to see the other car that did not get stick slapped.
Jack.
Yeah.
While we're making our way back, I'm racking my brain for knowledge mystical. Does this seem spiritual to me? Like just the bits of information that I'm getting over the mental link?
You have not gotten remotely enough information to even draw the foggiest conclusion yet.
Got it.
Are the cars cars? The people ain't people, but are they driving cars?
I'm pretty sure the cars are cars. That was not one of my better hits, and that thing spider webbed like
Glass is one thing.
Like a spider web.
I got something that might be able to give us a bit more info on that.
How public of an area is this spot just outside where we are?
So at least 2 pedestrians saw you smack a car with a stick and it drive off without having any apparent reaction.
Welcome to Las fucking Vegas.
I mean, they mostly decided to, all right, we're just going to keep walking. That's not our business.
So okay, but so open and public enough that if I were to randomly shoot through the windshield, that would be bad.
Oh, somebody would call the fucking cops at that point, probably. You think?
Yeah.
Do these guys? This circuit seems to be a perfect, consistent circuit that's going the same road over and over again. Mm-hmm. Is there a point on that circuit where there are less people visible?
Like in terms of the public?
Yeah.
Alex.
So there's a couple other apartment buildings on the northwest side. So probably not your best bet there because there's always somebody at home. To the southwest, there's a Lutheran church, which given that today's a Sunday, probably not your best idea. Similar on the southeastern side, there's a couple of Spanish ministries there, plus a restaurant. The only place that you think maybe would be the northeast side. That's just a big fucking parking lot.
Alex is going to say over the mental link, someone get the plate number.
I've got a really bad idea.
I was going to look for a place where there aren't any people, and I can see if I can slash a tire.
I can.
I mean, that's an option. I
can hack into their fucking GPS and see where they've been and where they're going, if they're real cars.
I've got.
I mean, where they're going is in a circle around this building.
Yeah, but if the spirits or something.
How comfortable are you with taking a little bit of pain?
Who, me?
Was that over the general link?
Yes.
I have a high tolerance, yes.
I'm down
You're the
for
one
what you
who
need.
looks normal. You're the one who looks fairly normal when you're in Glabrow.
Over the mental link.
You want to step in front of the van?
I was going to see if I could slash a tire first, but if you want me to just take a hit from a car,
You'll heal quickly.
I
want to see.
Over the mental link. If you could wait to do that until Dakota and I get back, if they're continuing to circle,
I didn't say right now.
I would appreciate it.
We can't do it this instant anyways. It's gonna be another 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
I'm going to head to the northeast side where there's just a parking lot. If you want to converge with me over there.
Yes, everybody get there.
You said it was the northeast side, right, Jack?
Yes.
Okay.
And when I say parking lot, I use the term loosely. It's just a huge stretch of mostly gravel.
Okay.
That you have to pay if you want to put your vehicle into.
Yeah.
When Aiden's like, everyone get to that point, Anya will. Would you like me to stay with the keeper of the land or to join you?
No, you're probably best there because you can be a communication point for us to.
Of course. I am also nervous about leaving the grounds.
Also fair, and yeah, this is outside the ground, so stay there. Be our if we need anything.
Would you like me to communicate the plan?
No.
Of course.
So you guys, and
She's gonna say
Anya, at
I
this
gave
point,
you the chance to bury yourself, and you didn't. Congratulations.
Anya, at this point, you guys have gotten into the main server room currently, which is wired up just to the cameras on the exterior.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen at least one or two passes of these black vehicles. And Juniper is just fairly adeptly just cycling from camera to camera, trying to keep eyes on the one that Aiden, you guys saw in the camera, him slam his stick into the back of. Yeah. Okay, well, this is
sorry.
Interesting. Yeah, those, I don't know anybody in town, any of our people who drive those vehicles.
Jack, did I manage to find an empty alleyway to shift to Glabro?
You found an empty alleyway. Go ahead and give me a dexterity and stealth, difficulty 7.
I'm not bad at. I'm bad at this. I'm gonna spend a willpower. I'm gonna spend a willpower for an auto.
Okay,
success.
one auto success. Let's see how that goes.
Difficulty what?
7. Broad daylight foot traffic.
One success.
One success.
All right, you're able to find a pair of dumpsters to crouch down in between.
Okay,
it ain't dignified, but it works.
That's fine, and I'm not. I'm just spinning a rage to go straight into Fair Glabro, and because everything that I'm wearing is attuned to me, it all grows with me.
Yep.
So now I look. So now I look like a wrestler that is dressed like a hobo.
Right.
Wrestling hobo.
Okay.
Sure, that's been a gimmick.
It absolutely has been a gimmick.
It 100% has been.
Yeah.
He used a bindle to attack people.
Of course he did.
Because WWE is nothing if not sensitive about their portrayals of people.
So, Ingvar, you're getting ready to interact with a vehicle?
Sorry.
Yes. Well, she's gonna see if she can derail the vehicle before she throws something in its path.
I would also really like to use plug and play before any of this shit goes down. As soon as I can see a car.
All right. Let's see here.
I mean, if it's a car made after the 80s, the entire engine is computerized.
I can't wait for the bumper to be made of silver and Yingvar to just die because you didn't wait until the person with the healing items got there.
Whoever said that I was going to step in
We're
front
not
of this
doing
car?
it this instant. We specifically said we were planning to wait for you.
That is, I do want to just, for everyone's benefit, quick question. Craig, is Sal waiting for everyone to be together and ready to start, or is he just doing it the instant he's ready?
No, I mean, I don't even know if we're on site yet.
We're there waiting.
Yeah, you guys can all have assembled more or less roughly the same time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, outside. Alex is staying behind at the front entrance in case something goes down.
Okay. Then as we get there all physically together, Sal pulls out his phone and says, turns to Aiden and says, "It's a fucking hell of a plan B you come up with. But before we start jumping in front of the fucking thing, can I at least confirm that it's actually a real car?
I mean, I'm
Not
sure
some
it's a
kind
real
of
car, but yes, absolutely.
not some kind of Spielberg
If you
duel-esque
can
phantasm."
stop it so we can have a conversation, stop it. But I strongly go ahead and try.
Yeah, I just, like I said again, maybe we could try anything else other than fucking Invard jumping in front of it.
I have a plan that doesn't involve jumping in front of it.
Yeah, and like that is the backup plan to.
All right. So Sal will just have his phone out in his hand and wait for the cars to come into view.
Okay. So let's see, from where you guys are standing right now, they come into view basically at the exact same moment. The one on the sidewalk side that you guys are on is just a hair closer because it's following a slightly more constricted path. But go right ahead.
Okay. I'm going to spend a point of willpower to activate the gift plug and play.
Okay.
Which, do you want me to read it to you or post it?
No, I've got access to that one.
Okay. And I'm going to, does it connect to the car?
It does.
All right. Then I'm going to use it like a Smart Start app and turn the car off.
All right. So the vehicle, you hear that engine stop. And it begins to coast slower. And then immediately, the vehicle restarts and continues on. It accelerates a little harder, seemingly aiming for that. Make sure I cross at the right moment.
Yeah.
No human being that you know of, even if they had a push button start, would have been able to restart a car that fast.
Is it now let me just details on that. Is that because humans don't have the reflexes that fast, or because the car couldn't do that?
You don't know, but probably one of those.
Okay. So Sal looks up and says, "All right, so good news, bad news.
We see the bad news driving away right now."
Well, driving towards you currently.
Yeah.
So
it may be a real car, but yeah,
it has a lot of security.
How many miles are showing up?
They're going about 30 miles an hour right now.
No, not miles per hour, mileage. If I can get access to that.
Yes, you can get my.
I'll just pull as much information off the car as I can.
It just has this symbol.
11,111 miles. It doesn't seem to be changing.
Of course not.
Okay. Is the car? Can I get a VIN number?
The VIN number is also 111111111111.
All right.
Plus possibly a couple more ones, however long a VIN number is.
So Sal looks up and says, "Yeah, these fuckers are right out of Central Casting."
Don't jump in front of it. Just get the tire.
That was always my plan. I don't like running in front of a vehicle. Thank you. So Ingvar walks over because they seem to have a perfectly consistent driving path. So she walks over to just adjacent to that driving path and kneels down like she's tying her shoe.
Okay.
Pulls the fang dagger out of the wrist brace and just sort of slides it into the path and braces it to slice across the tire when it passes by.
Okay, so you're trying to gauge a tire structure, so you're going to have to increase the difficulty of your attack roll by 2.
Okay.
Because it's going 30 miles an hour and more or less.
Yeah.
If
you
not a traditional attack maneuver that you.
I like the fact that police sirens were just heard in somebody.
If you weren't a werewolf in Glabro form, this would take your arm off.
Probably.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home.
Or anywhere else.
This is what caltrops are for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were thinking of trying this at home, I think not being a werewolf is the least of your problems right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so counting that as difficulty 6, that would be 1 less success. So 3 successes.
Okay. What do you have that's giving you a difficulty of 4?
That's the regular attack with the Fang Dagger.
Okay.
And he forgot to modify the difficulty.
Yeah, I forgot to change the difficulty to 6. So not counting the 1/4 that's being counted, that's 3 successes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll damage. This is not a living thing, so you can't activate the Fang Dagger to do more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. So
cars don't really recognize the difference between bashing, lethal, and aggravated anyway.
Fair.
I like the phrase "don't recognize" as if they just don't acknowledge that there is a difference.
Yeah, it's like nope, damage is damage.
Like,
still 6.
Nice. Very nice.
All right.
If that's not a dead tire, we need to call in reinforcements.
If there's
Matrix.
If there's any sort of rules in the regular werewolf book for damaging objects, I can't find it, so I'm just kind of freewheel this thing. Okay. So you and there is a blast. Give me a strength and athletics difficulty 8.
Hold on to that dagger.
Yeah, to see if the impact and the explosive decompression of a tire literally right against an object pulls the dagger out of your hand.
1 success.
1 success? Okay. You
also, if my strength reserves specialty in strength applies, that's 2 successes.
Yeah. Yep. So you manage to keep hold of your dagger, at least, which is something. There's a crunch as this thing just rims right into the asphalt. And at this point, despite the fact that both of them are about still probably a good 15 yards apart, they both decelerate and come to a stop more or less equidistant from each other. And the cars turn off. There's a pause for a moment. And then both doors open and 4 men step out. All of them looking like agents from the Matrix.
To be clear, 4 out of each vehicle or 2 out of each vehicle?
2 out of each.
Okay. I don't know if there was an extra dimensional space in the back that 2 more just came out.
Mm-mm.
They look like agents from the Matrix, or they look identical to the actors that were agents in the Matrix?
First one.
Cool.
Question.
One of them straightens his tie slightly, the driver of the car whose tire you just fucked up. What's the question, Tikau?
Have Dakota and I made it? Did this happen before or after Dakota and I made it back?
It was established that everybody was here.
Everybody is back.
Okay, I wanted to clarify that.
You guys waited for the full assembly.
Okay. Do they look off to me? Or can I sense anything off to them?
I mean, they look... Well, give me a perception and alertness difficulty 7.
Are they within smell range yet?
Yes, they are.
All right. Send a true form.
Okay.
I know I have to roll it if they're not Gru, and I assume they're not Gru.
One success.
1 success. Yeah, there's something definitely off about these guys.
Perception prime large. All right.
Okay. So you will be rolling Perception and Primal Urge.
Yep.
You will need 4 successes.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it's technically possible.
Nope.
I did say technically.
Yeah. Something off about them. You're not entirely sure what they are.
But just confirmation, not human.
Definite confirmation, not entirely
Right.
human. There's human in there, definitely.
Or the
The one who straightens his tie begins walking toward you, all with his hands kind of clasped behind his back.
in Totem phone, really quick. When the fight starts, because it's gonna start, pull them back onto Cairn grounds. We need to do this out of range of everybody. Otherwise, we're fighting it.
How far, Jack? How far away are we from the entrance to the halfway house?
Almost a full block.
Yeah.
Over the totem phone. You're gonna have to drag them.
Not necessarily. We'll see.
Okay.
Also over the totem phone. Now that they ought to cause anybody get a whiff of anything worm-like about them.
No.
At which point, you see the other 3. One of them goes to the trunk of the car that you fucked up the tire on and opens the trunk. One of them steps over to where the car is sort of leaned down and grabs the frame and just sort of lifts it up so that the tire is now off the ground, one hand, and is seemingly waiting for the other one to get the spare tire out of the trunk.
Sal calls over to the one lifting up the car. Hey, buddy, your name must be Jack, right?
At which point, the one who's walked forward starts to speak. I'm sorry. There appears to have been an accident. Nothing to worry about. We will fix this and be on our way as soon as we can.
Jack, does this individual strike me as a surveillance spirit?
Nope. Everybody make either a willpower or a rage roll, whichever you prefer.
What difficulty?
No.
Alex and I included.
No, just the people that are there and being listened to.
Yep.
Difficulty of 6.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a willpower for an auto success.
Okay.
So, can you spend willpower on willpower rolls?
Yeah. As far as I know, you can.
Okay.
Sal mutters under his
5
under his
successes.
voice. Sal mutters under his breath. Jack not name, Jack job. And rolls willpower.
I like that Dakota has a higher rage stat than the Alring.
How does Dakota have 7 rage?
Nice. I was rolling.
There's something about the voice that pushes a level of kind of unnatural calm across your guys' brains, but eventually you manage to twist a bit and shake it off. None of you for too long under the lulling influence of the whole thing. Dakota, you kind of nod along with it for just about a second or two, but then you're like, no, fuck these guys.
So
and he seems to just be standing there. He's probably about 20 feet away from the closest one of you.
So, Jack, with that effect having come off me, and assuming that because I had the most successes, assuming that I'm the first one to blink out of it, is that enough information for me to identify what this is?
Not a chance.
Oh wait, I had 5 successes.
Yeah.
So
you can if you're trying to get an idea of what's going on, you can roll me intelligence and occult difficulty 9.
That works.
So sort of to the group, that kind of magic bullshit's ground enough for a fight, right?
Is that over the link?
3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, it's some sort of supernatural calming influence. You feel like it would work way better on just regular humans. The fact that it had some effect on you guys makes you think it's some level of spiritual type magic, but you're not entirely sure exactly how it works or anything.
Sorry, I was unclear. I was trying to figure out if that would give me any insight as to what this individual is.
No.
No, okay. So I know
you've never encountered anything remotely like this before, and you've never met anybody who told you any stories or gave you any information that makes you yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say over the mental link, hopefully before anybody starts swinging fists, that's magic, be careful.
Don't you think that a bunch of things going past and not acting in any way is maybe not grounds to attack it? Or perhaps they are part of something bigger that we may be able to find if we don't act quite yet.
Ingvar's got a point. This is somebody who's a potential threat to our new cairn. That said, hold up. Let's see if they will actually communicate first.
Also over the mental link. Dusty, do these feel like the disturbance you were sensing over on the other side?
Let me see what he's got to offer. These are strange. They come from both sides. I do not understand these things, but they could be dangerous.
Aren't they off the Weaver?
Most likely.
Jack?
Yeah.
With my particular experience, does this seem like what happened to me or very different?
Very different.
Very different. This is not this does not seem like a willing bond between spirit and mortal.
You don't know if this is even a bond.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Aiden.
Yeah. So what brings you around this way? He's actually talking.
We have an investigation to pursue and hopefully conclude.
Into what?
Utilities management.
Which means
civic infrastructure. Everybody make either that rage or willpower roll again. Difficulty 7.
That's bad.
7 successes.
Huh.
1.
I double botched.
Oh wait, no, I actually hit the modifier 7. That's why that went weird.
I rolled a 1, a 3, a 2, a 2, and a 1. If our dice curse emote was approved, you'd be spamming that in chat right now. Unfortunately, it hasn't been approved yet.
Still a lot.
Holy fuck!
Thirds down.
Oh, Hekau, this explanation sounds perfectly logical to you, and you find yourself in a state of quiet and willing acceptance to everything that this weird dude is saying.
Yeah. So Hekau goes silent over the mental link, which isn't surprising because he's been mostly silent over the mental link the entire time.
Yep.
We will have no warning once the fight begins.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Yep.
You seem to be passing by this area fairly regularly on schedule. What about this? Is there a problem with this specific spot?
There have been reports of disturbance, but
What kind of disturbance?
disruption of normal utility service. So we feel that a close survey of the surrounding area with an eye on various possibilities or evidences of utility disruption in this block would be valuable. It's important to the city that everyone receives the best service possible.
Oh, Aiden reaches deep down, sort of takes a lean on stuff and reaches deep down into his deepest, widest point and says, "I'd like to speak to your supervisor."
They unfortunately are not accessible to the general public, but if you have concerns, I will be happy to pass them along. And he reaches into his coat pocket
and
pulls out a small notepad and pen. Your name and phone number, good citizen.
You guys got some ID first?
I'm sorry, did you say I can't speak to your supervisor?
They are unreachable by the general public.
Then I'd like to speak to their supervisor.
At which point everybody's going to have to make the roll again.
Okay.
For a cow who's like, yeah, no, sometimes you can't talk to supervisors because they're busy.
I'm spending a willpower.
Still diff 7?
Still difficulty 7.
Unless anything's happened in my place over the psychic link, because I've been watching this. Do you
Why do you keep rolling 14 dice there, some of you?
Because
ask for a mod first.
They're entering the difficulty in the mod section.
Oh.
Yeah,
everybody's
ask for a mod first.
Dakota, you're going to need to re-roll that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Let me fix that. Sorry.
Thank you, Dice, for
how
holding solid, because I'm rolling at 8s.
Rolling 15 dice and still only getting 2 successes.
Over the mental link. What's going on out there? Do you have a plan?
You know what? They're not.
Yeah, so after that third time, the Arun has to Arun at some point. So, Ingvar's just, all right, third time's the fucking kill switch. And she brings the dagger around and goes for his
over the mental link in response to Anastasia's statement. Because I'm fucked in the head at the moment. Hekau just says, oh no, nothing's wrong. There are just some government types out here apparently observing the utilities and their supervisors aren't available.
Remember the veil, people.
And at this, I think at the same time as Hekau, you hear Sal go, also in response to Anastasia, yeah, well, fucking Karen out here has got, oh, shit, there we go.
I think Var goes in with the dagger.
Okay. We will have everybody roll initiative then.
Am I rolling initiative?
I feel like we are going to have a conversation.
Well, you can roll it just to have it in place, but you don't need to do any. You're not going to do anything.
I'm nowhere nearby, but just for my own.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to do it just in case. Where's initiative here?
In the combat tab.
Oh, okay.
Hit no token.
Because when the Weaver thing tries to brainwash us 3 times in a row, eventually it's going to start working.
We are going to have a conversation after this about how stabbing someone is definitely less of a veil breach than turning into Krynos. Murdering somebody directly outside the cairn is
yeah, it's gonna be a thing.
Oh, I got a 16, but I didn't. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There it is. Let me fix that.
Yeah, I've tried it twice on each button, and I still haven't showed up in the turn order.
Do you have your token selected?
Select your token, then click the roll with token. Or don't select a token and click no token, in which case you will not show up in the turn order, but will roll.
Yeah, I have a 10.
There we go.
And I think you got the same initiative both times, by the way. Like you got 16 and then 16 again.
Yeah, it's when I finally showed up in the turn order, it's at 17, but both of my first rolls were 16, so I'm going to change it to 16.
Should I add myself here? Where am I? There I am.
Alex, I'm putting a spot in for you. You said you were 10?
Yep, 10. Thank you.
Okay.
I like that 2 of the people that can't do anything critted.
And Dakota, have you rolled initiative yet?
Oh, I did. I'm 6.
Okay. All right.
It's okay. I couldn't do anything even if I wasn't brainwashed.
Fair.
Even in Glabro, my strength is not good.
All right. So we are starting with Ingvar's turn. So we're skipping. So basically, you'll go, and then you'll skip in the round because you're starting this, and then the new initiative with your spot in at 11, William, will take over next round.
Okay. So basically, I'm jumping to the front just for this round.
Just for this round, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going for this. I said we're going for the dagger, so we're going for the dagger.
Okay.
5 successes.
That's definitely a hit as you just leap up on this guy.
And I roll Gnosis. Fang Dagger is difficulty 6, I believe. Let me check. I think it's diff 6. I don't have the book of them right now. I probably should.
Fang Dagger is difficulty 6. Yep.
So Fang Dagger, roll Gnosis, which I just upped this level or this amount of experience spent. I activate the Fang Dagger.
Okay.
So then this damage is doubled and aggravated. And I have 4 extra successes. 8 aggravated damage.
All right. So he needs to soak 8 aggravated damage. He soaks 3 of it.
He can soak aggravated damage.
Yep. So he suffers 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Spider on my foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is now gone.
All right.
I don't
Sal.
know to where.
How does this this guy react to the fang daggering?
So the blade just sinks deep into the chest, and blood, actual blood, spurts out and just soaks down the front of his coat, splattering across his white shirt. And his head twitches a little bit to the side. And then his arm reaches up and just pulls the dagger and Ingvar's hand back out.
That sigh is heard through the totem phone, by the way.
Are any of the others reacting or looking like they're going
It's
to
not
react?
their turn yet, but
No, I know that.
Immediately, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are they're starting into movement, I guess?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I apologize. I'm doing too many things in too many different systems. Can I hold an action without screwing up my overall turn order?
I believe there is an option where you can voluntarily drop down the initiative.
Correct.
Yeah, but then it's usually permanent, I think.
It's permanent, yeah.
That's my concern.
But if you want to shift your initiative down, you can, but that's where you stay.
No, what I want to do is move up. The one that was just attacked by Ingvar.
Mm-hmm.
Of the 4, if they were lined up 1, 2, 3, 4 from left to right, which one was it?
Of the 4, number 1, we'll say.
Okay, all right. Then
he was the driver of the vehicle that Ingvar flattened the tire of.
Okay, so Sal is going to move up. I guess kind of back to Ingvar is still has her back to the rest of us. So Sal will go up and put his back to Ingvar, trying to interpose himself between her and the other three. So that
okay. So here's how the situation is. You guys are on the sidewalk in one spot.
Okay.
The car's wheel got flattened and proceeded past you to where it stopped. All of them got out. One of them came up to you. The others are still at the car, fixing the tire, now stopped and are turning to face you. So all of them are on one side and all of you are on another side. Ingvar and the guy she stabbed are currently the line of scrimmage.
Okay. All right. Then go ahead.
As a reminder, there was a comment early in the combat, which was admittedly 30 minutes ago, that said, if we start combat, lure them back from Aiden.
Yes.
Yeah. Sal is going to go up to where Ingvar is facing off with this guy, this thing, I guess, and stand a little bit behind her shoulder, and then look over at the other three. Are they looking at Ingvar at this point?
Yes, they are.
And we'll say, "Hey, I got your disturbance right here," and I'll flip the rest of them off, and then is trying to distract them and get their attention over on him.
Okay. You can make me a manipulation and intimidation, difficulty 9.
Okay. He is not particularly clever with his attempts, but and intimidation. I'm going to spend a willpower on this to get at least one.
Okay.
Two successes.
Yeah, so 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. You think you might have caught the attention of one of them, maybe.
And he's gonna, I think, sort of with both barrels out, we'll start backing up a little bit.
Okay. Valko, you are very peaceful right now. Everything is nice and calm. Anastasia, you're muted.
I assume I'm seeing this on the camera.
You can see this on the camera, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Ingvar just ran up and stabbed the shit out of a guy. Juniper is literally like, ow.
All right. Valko, I assume you're being the sarcastic.
Since we go on the same turn, could I take my turn to react?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
No. He did previously state that it was magic through the mental thing, so whatever that's worth.
So there's something that's this weird level of frustration and concern that definitely doesn't match the tone of something has gone wrong.
Okay. Aiden, your turn. I can't hear you. Sorry.
None of us can.
You are correct, because I muted because I was chewing food. Yeah, no. Immediately responded to that. Of course something goes wrong. Look who we are. And Mr. Ingvar killed a guy with a trident is getting hopefully knocked on his ass.
Okay.
This is where I should keep the book with the relevant rules open, because that would be useful, don't you think?
Kagi tribe book.
Yeah, but if we did things that were useful, we wouldn't be Final Show Films.
Please just crush this man's skull.
I don't think you get how a Skaku works.
Yes, it's supposed to, in theory, be non-lethal.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's a very William way of approaching the non-violent martial art.
So it's going to be level. It's the level 2 maneuver.
Tabalukar.
Take away the land.
Yep. Sweep the leg.
Yep. Nah, fuck it. And you know what? I will spend a willpower on this because I want this guy on his ass.
Oh. Jack.
Or specifically, I want to hit to see if he falls on his ass or just goes boom, whoomp.
Okay, so you're rolling Dex and Iskaku difficulty 8. Yep. He's rolling Dex and Athletics difficulty 7, and if you get more successes, he falls on his ass.
Does Dustbringer have an initiative?
He does.
He's on my shoulder.
Dustbringer should not be attacking.
No, but Dustbringer might be able to peck me out of whatever fugue state I'm in.
Well, that's not a botch, because I said I spent a willpower.
Yep, so no successes, he gets 6 successes.
So he just, he literally Matrix leaps.
Basically, yeah. So you swing the leg, you swing for the leg. The first leg steps up. Your staff goes underneath it. It comes back down, and somehow the second one is up as you follow the stroke through, and then both feet are back down on the ground. Like normally somebody would jump to get to avoid that strike. He somehow just stepped over it.
Motherfucker. Actual word said.
At which point, it's Alex's turn.
I thought Ingvar went next.
Ingvar already had her turn this round because she kicked off.
Got it.
Thing.
Okay.
I don't get a surprise round.
Stuff's happening. I don't know quite what, but apparently a fight's going down. This is a bad idea. We've had fairly loud noises in broad daylight, and can't go outside, but I'm going to probably check and see if anyone from inside our resident arsenal is thinking about coming out and helping to try and head anything like that off.
Worth noting, Arsenal is apparently about a block away, because that's where the cairn is, unless I'm misunderstanding this.
Yeah, so basically you guys are at the far end of the apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
The entire mundane, non-kinfolk, non-guru section is between you and the cairn.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, people are... I don't think she'd go out yet. It's not that... She doesn't know.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, just looking to make sure that no one from our side is going to start rushing out or rushing through there.
Okay.
I actually probably couldn't see that entrance, but yeah, just kind of.
At which point, Cal, you feel a pair of fairly large crow talons grab the hair near the back of your neck and just take off, ripping out a good bit of hair with it as they go, and you sort of snap out of whatever fugue state you're kind of in, realizing there's a fucking fight going on here. What the fuck?
That's why I asked about Dustbringer.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nope, he was already on track to do that. Meanwhile, as one, 4 hands reach across, grab pistols from out of coats, level them directly at you guys.
I knew I should have. Oh, okay.
The one shot will be headed towards Sal, since he was able to distract one of the guys.
Hey, Ingvar, how do you feel about silver bullets?
Let's find out if they're silver.
About to find out.
So 2 damage. Does not appear to be silver bullet.
Okay.
I mean,
lethal.
Lethal. Soak 2 lethal.
Can you soak and breed form in 20th edition?
Or sorry, if you're still in Hamid form, you wouldn't.
Yeah, he's still in Hamid.
Okay, yeah. Then, all right, you take 2 lethal damage.
Okay.
Ingvar's in Glabro though, so you'll be able to soak, right?
Yep.
All right, you've got 3 coming towards you. First one misses. Second one.
I'm glad I'm in Glabro.
So soak 4 lethal.
I soak all but one of it.
And the second one misses too.
That's
Man, look at those.
lot of missing.
Look at those ones.
So I believe, having taken that point of damage, I would like to trigger my Berserker merit.
Okay, let me take a look at that.
That sounds not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a merit. How bad could it be?
Really? Should I remind you how long I've played World of Darkness? I know how bad merits are.
Yep, they're the worst.
Well, I mean, it just in general, when the GM or the storyteller says, how bad could it be? I know the little hairs on my arm go up.
Right?
I don't have any of the books on this computer.
Right now,
basically, you won't, whatever, you get to ignore wound penalties currently.
Yep. Well, I can enter specifically the Berserk Frenzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still going into a frenzy though, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
First time working as a pack.
Oh, God.
Becoming a pack. We're learning about each other.
This is specifically why my gnosis is equal to my rage, so I can still distinguish friend from foe in a frenzy.
Okay.
So,
have you learned your lesson yet, Aiden?
Holly, what are you gonna do?
She is going to shift to Glabro.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
We're still in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stamina and Primal Urge, difficulty 6.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, what in Primal Urge?
Stamina and Primal Urge, difficulty 6. And don't forget to go to your forms page and, assuming you make the shift, make sure to change it on your forms page so it alters your dice pools.
Okay,
one success is all you needed.
Yay.
All right.
Okay, wrong one. Okay.
All right. So you have shifted. And that brings us back to Sal.
Who has been shot.
Who has been shot and is muted.
How is there anybody else around at this point, or was there? I mean, we tried to come over here into a relatively
perception and alertness difficulty 8. You're in the middle of a firefight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So because I didn't have the books in front of me, I couldn't actually
You're
read them.
gonna go Cryosaur history.
Yeah, that's so yeah, that is the thing that I wasn't aware of, because she is aware enough to not use Krynos because she knows what her flaw is. So I will avoid
not engaging the Berserker Rage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might engage it if I start taking wound penalties, but for now, because I've only taken 1 lethal, I'm not yet.
It's worth mentioning. Well, no, that won't matter
especially because I can do it at will with the Berserker merit.
Jeremy, I lost what you were. Sorry.
Oh no! I cut myself off because I was saying something and realized the thing that I was saying was not necessarily true.
Okay. So Craig, perception and alertness difficulty 8.
I don't have the books.
-2.
So I was not aware that Frenzy.
It is literally this is high noon, man. Everybody is off the street. Nobody is even remotely around. Nobody sees you guys. You're a fucking ninja. Somehow shooting guns.
Well, I mean that's the main thing we're being shot at. But anybody else who just shifted was behind Sal anyway, right?
Yep.
So he didn't really have a chance to see.
Yep. Yeah, and you definitely haven't noticed what anybody else is doing. Right now, you've been shot. Your attention is kind of focused there.
Yeah, I think even with that, he's gonna spend a point of rage to shift into Glabro.
Okay.
Oh God.
So how long is it before I can make rolls to heal the damage then?
It'll be next round.
Okay.
That you'll start to be able to roll for regens.
And he's gonna
automatically regen 1 every turn.
Yep.
And then he's gonna drop his middle fingers and reach back and pull out a Mac 10 in response to them pulling guns.
Yeah. Werewolves with Mac 10s.
What's that?
Werewolves with Mac 10s.
Hell yeah.
Glasswalkers. And is going to spray the I'm going to spend a gnosis point to use Tommy's new trick, and I'm going to spray the leftmost 2.
Okay.
7 successes.
Nice.
All right.
Because it's in full auto. So yeah, so I guess 3 to 1, 4 to the other.
Okay. Yep.
I like to think Aiden's face and Jeremy's face are identical at the moment.
Yeah.
And I will point out that Tommy's new trick means that there is no possibility that
any of the
bullets go anywhere else other than these 2 guys.
Yep.
And there aren't any shell casings left or anything at the scene.
Perfect accuracy.
Yep.
And cleanup.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that there's no trace left.
The blood.
What's that?
Except for the blood everywhere. That'll be fine.
Details.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
I have a question. Assuming that that's the end of Sal's turn.
Well, I think I have to roll damage, don't I?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you
sorry.
roll damage.
Sorry, that's
Do,
right.
do I roll that 7 times, or what do I do?
No, you roll.
So you'll roll damage plus 2 and damage plus 3.
Okay.
1 for each.
All right. So I'm rolling the first one plus 2, 3 successes.
Okay.
And the next one plus 3, 5 successes.
Nice.
3 and 5. All right. So the first one soaks all
Damn.
of it. The second one soaks 3 of it, or 2 of it.
Okay. So Jack, I've got 2 questions.
Okay.
The first one, understanding that the theurge in a pack makes the step sideways roll for the pack, does that mean that I can pull people into the Umbra with me, or do they still have to go willingly?
They still have to go willingly.
Damn it.
But you can try and force somebody into the Umbra. It's kind of a tackle through the gauntlet maneuver.
Because I was hoping to be able to just yank all these Glabro motherfuckers through the gauntlet before shit got worse. Unfortunately, that's not how that works.
You can try that one at a time.
Fuck.
And don't roll 1 success on your gauntlet crossing roll.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
right. It takes 5.
Once every 5 minutes.
Secondly, would us disappearing into the gauntlet be less distracting than all these werewolves werewolfing out?
The problem is nobody's werewolfed out. At least delirium would apply.
Not with me.
That is fair.
For most of
Well, but you have fair Glabro, so the opposite applies to you, and you're the only one who's kind of in the...
Yeah, because as far as I'm aware, Ingvar and Hekau are the only 2 with fair Glabro. So all the other 2 Glabros right now are these hideous half-man, half-wolf looking creatures.
Sure am.
Sal is at least injured, but Sal's also shooting. That's the other problem, is that all the people that are in Glabro form are also the fighters.
Right?
Except for me.
kind of
This did Hekau get bonked
Yeah. Bird yanked hair out of my hair.
Nice.
I'm about to shank some motherfuckers.
Can I? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. No, that would be bad because it wouldn't work on them probably. Fuck.
Time's clicking.
Yeah.
Given we have the same initiative, I could go because I know what I.
Yeah. You go
Okay.
first.
Yeah.
Yep, go for it.
I'm on the other side of things. So it doesn't matter that much. But Anya will just into everyone's brains. What is wrong with all of you? Listen to your alpha. Get out of public if you're going to make this mess.
So that comes through to everybody.
I don't know if there's any kind of galliarding role I can make to inspire people over psychic links.
You can make a manipulation and expression, just standard difficulty, to see exactly what level of impetus you're infusing your words with, if you want.
Because this, to me, strikes
expression
me
or
very
leadership, either way.
I'm gonna go with leadership.
Okay.
Because Silver fucking Fang.
I mean,
manipulation and leadership, you said?
yes.
All right. Difficulty?
6, standard difficulty. Yeah.
I like, by the way, that my player portrait is my Glabro form. Because it's what she's in most of the time.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
Yeah, that's gonna. 2 successes.
Okay. Wait,
Why was there no manipulation?
how do you not have any manipulation? You have to have at least one.
Is your form set to Krynos?
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, because at some point I was playing with the buttons while we were not on.
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure I knew how the buttons worked.
Yeah, if your form's set to Krynos, it gives you a -3 to your manipulation, which is what happens.
Sorry, re-rolling that.
Yeah, try that again.
3 successes.
3 successes.
I don't have any specializations though.
Okay. So 3 successes of get your asses in gear, listen to what your boss said, and Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell, comes across the mind link.
Okay.
At which point there's a...
Was that a you're out of line call or a...
That was just a punctuation mark.
Okay. That wasn't a remember the deal you made with me.
Yeah.
No.
Great.
Jack, which of the group that is currently here, which one can I make an evaluation to see who would probably be the best choice other than myself to bamf out?
That is not something you can just tell by looking at somebody.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I didn't know if somebody was very obviously not going to be able to move.
Sal is at least falling back. I mean, you would see him.
Yeah.
And he looks like the Wolf Man, but he is falling back.
I'm gonna see if I can get Dakota to go with me into the Umbra. Because then at least 2 of us aren't there and drawing less attention.
Okay.
So I'm going to move over to Dakota, put a hand on her shoulder, and we need to get out of here. And I'm going to try to step sideways and see if Dakota will come with me.
Will Dakota willingly go?
But they need our help.
They can, I point at Ingvar, they can handle themselves. We're drawing attention.
That's all the time for discussion that there is.
Yeah.
Dakota can now make the decision.
Dakota will go.
Right. What's the gauntlet here?
Gauntlet here is 7.
All right. Can I spend a willpower for it on a success?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes.
All right. And the 2 of you definitely tearing the veil. But
Yeah.
Choices.
So are the 2 Glabro.
I mean, well, Ingvar isn't. Hers looks like a normal person.
No, but Dakota and
okay.
Dakota and Sal.
Oh, okay.
We have 4 Galabro.
Yes.
All right, so that's Valka. That's Aiden. You're back up, sir.
All right.
I broke the veil for less time. That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I don't even give a fuck. I am activating my super special Child of Gaia gift exactly for this situation. Jam weapon.
Ah.
And I guess the next question is, do these individuals have a higher willpower than Ingvar?
There. It's against difficulty of the target's willpower.
It is the difficulty of let me see, against the highest willpower of any armed individual within earshot.
Nice.
Yes, their willpower is 9.
God damn it. All right, well, willpower point spent, because this needs to happen. So 9, that's actually a 10. Oops, I need to cancel that because I almost... 1 success.
Yeah.
That's everything you needed.
Yep.
So that's okay. So all guns stop working for 1 round.
All guns, all knives, any non-natural weapon.
Yep. All manufactured weapons. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice.
And the next thing said is, get out of here. To the totem. Speak.
There's an answering crow caw, and you can see Dustbringer just fucking hauling ass over top of the mundane section of the apartments back towards the cairn.
Out of curiosity, how does that look with the fang dagger? Does it just get blunted?
That's a really good question. I believe there's nothing visual that happens to anything, I don't think.
No, it just doesn't function. You hit somebody with it, it'll just go doink.
Like a rubber knife.
In fact, specifically, what's next said is, everybody get out of here. Ingvar, you and me are leading these people away from here.
Okay.
All right. At which point, that takes us to Ingvar's turn.
Is there an away from here that seems appropriate to lead these people?
The discussion prior to this point, I think, or the shouted ideas seem to indicate somewhere where the veil won't be torn, which is more or less back to the cairn.
Okay. How to achieve that? What is the shortest path to the cairn?
Down about a quarter of a block, hang a right, run about a whole block, hang another right, through the front gate. Or if you wanted to try and get there a little faster, that full block you make about 2/3 of a block and you scramble over a 10, 15-foot wall.
Well, I suppose the answer at this point is to grab this asshole by the throat and try and drag him with me.
Okay. I mean, he's a little fucked up, so you'll probably have an easier time of it than otherwise.
Can I say something out of my turn or no?
Not until your turn. Nope.
Okay. Would that be strength brawl to grapple?
That would be strength and athletics.
Strength athletics. Okay. I have an athletics.
In this case.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 6, and he'll make a contested roll as well.
Fuck. Ones!
Zero!
Hey!
You just bull rush into this fucker. And say what?
The strength reserves, my specialty in strength apply here.
Yeah.
2 successes.
2 successes. Yep. You basically bull rush into this guy and flip him over your shoulder, and then you've got enough momentum to whip around and start hauling his ass down the sidewalk.
Cool. Can I spend a rage to punch him in the face while I'm going?
Yes, absolutely. That will be a strength and brawl.
Yes. Or isn't punching Dex and Brawl?
Or sorry, Dex and brawl to hit, and then strength for damage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's a botch. No, it's not a botch because I have a success.
Yep. No, you've got 1 success in there, so not technically a botch. All right. So you're yanking a guy down a sidewalk. And the weird bit is a very calm voice in your ear just goes, "This will not help things."
Didn't think it would.
Alex, your turn.
Oh god. Well, shit's happening. I guess I'm continuing to do what I was doing. I can't think of anything else to do.
Try to prepare a path for Ingvar to run through while carrying this dude.
I don't know she's carrying someone. I know they're leading.
This entire encounter, by the way.
What? What was that?
I was asking the GM, have I gained any rage throughout this entire encounter, by the way?
This is combat per use, pretty much. Okay. This is about what you expect when you go against things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I don't think I had heard Aiden reiterate like lead them away. I don't know they're coming. Are you coming this way? Okay. It's the whole thing. Yeah, no one's shown up here. What's the situation outside? I know there were people outside. I'm assuming I'm wondering how panicked it looks out there with the stuff happening.
So are you just taking a look out the front gate to see what's going on?
I'm just trying to get a read on the situation. So when
the street outside the front gate looks kind of normal. I mean, you know, everything's happened the other ass end of the block. You can hear gunfire.
Yeah. So even
there's not really anybody on the street, but you stick your head out and just a car drives by. It's a Ford Focus.
Okay. So it hasn't extended that far.
Yeah.
It's also Vegas. Gunfights just kind of happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know.
They really don't, though.
This is World of Darkness, Vegas. Gunfights just kind of happen.
Gunfire is heard, yes.
Yeah. Gunfire. Yeah, I think she'd just stay put and I don't know what's happening. Exactly.
Didn't get to just cut this guy's throat and move on to the next guy because my knife doesn't work.
Yeah. It's on the side. It's on the normal side of things though. Because I've lived here for a little bit at least. What do I know is our relationship with the other side of the building. Are we responsible for it? Like people from here responsible for it all? Or are we totally disconnected from them? Except for on the back end where who owns the building and
the
stuff.
Glasswalkers own the other half, 2/3 of this apartment complex.
Yeah.
But and there's a couple kinfolk that work there.
Uh-huh.
You know, mostly as a deterrent from anybody on that side getting curious about this side. Mm-hmm. That's probably going to change significantly. You would hazard a guess in the next month or two.
Yeah.
What's gone down, but
okay, cool. All right, I'm not doing anything. That's it.
Okay.
Just staying prepared.
All right. Well, Sal's the one who attracted all the attention last time, so let's see what happens.
Are they throwing their guns at me?
No. They're going to Agent Smith this shit.
Okay.
Try to infect him and turn him into a Men in Black?
No, they're just 3 guys are diving on Sal and punching him.
It's burly brawl time.
Yeah. So the first one is 2 successes. So soak 4 bashing damage.
Right.
Good.
The difficulty 6.
Yeah, standard difficulty. There's a bashing yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm in the wrong form. I screwed that up.
Go ahead and roll that again then.
Okay.
All right, so you suffer 1 bashing from the first hit. You can soak 2 bashing.
1 more. Does that stack automatically, or do they only start to stack after you go down your list?
I think they only start to stack if you go all the way down.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, all right.
And the second one misses you because he had a wound penalty.
All right. And then yeah, okay.
All right. That was their turn. So they all heal 1. Okay. And Dakota, you're in the spirit world.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna hold my action for right now.
All right. Well, with Ingvar hauling a man in black back towards the cairn, and the rest of you trying to figure out how to mop up and or get this all handled, that is where we are going to close for the evening.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Throughout the crooked kingdoms, I watch the weather change. The clouds collide on either side as nations rearrange. A silver mane adorns me, my steel is fluid and fast. They shun my ways, avoid my gaze, a fugitive outcast. There is no pain I can feel. True retribution I deal through silver and steel. Silver and steel. Deadly dark elixirs, caustic curdle sour. Wound and weave and carve and cleave, engulf my guts in power. By tome or trial I master the secrets of the beast. By trap or burst now be dispersed, from torment be released. There is no pain I can feel. True retribution I deal through silver and steel. Silver and steel. Better make way when the Witcher comes. Lebro is down. Better make way when the Witcher comes. Lebro is down. I bear no love for counts or kings or nobles' taunts and tricks. I have no will to share their thrill for tiresome politics. I hunt my wayward memories for pieces of the past. As fragments fade, I clutch my blade and visit visions vast. There is no pain I can feel. True retribution I deal through silver and steel. Woo!